With his cancer in remission and the university under NCAA investigation, Norm returned to coaching in October of 1989.
This time, there's just a special, meaning and excitement about the ball game. I'm really looking forward to it.
With the heat.
That's right. A lot of points gone for Evansville. Jim Cruz, perfect in opening games. Let's see what happens tonight. And there's Norm Stewart, a guy who is very happy to be here.
And showing it. He's really having a ball.
Yes, he is.
In good health and ready to roll.
Gottfried and Smith will go up in the middle.
Frankie Paparo running the TV end of things now, moving cameras. Bob Donato, another official.
We're underway. Evansville controls.
Hiding the picks.
Healy can't penetrate. McIntyre will try, and he buries it outside.
Catholic Central. Tom Lagarde.
Evansville has a heck of a rooting section here. A lot of people made the trip. McIntyre hits again outside, getting three.
That's good. Exciting.
Back to a play. Peeler.
Brian Hill. We didn't win many, but without Hadi Mahana, who was with me, I could have packed the tack early. I guess we're not weird, Mike.
We've been managing to do it. Coward hits from the corner. It's very hot in this building. No air conditioning. Very hot day. McIntyre. There's a shooter's bounce for three.
Well, he drilled two, and Mac went and helped out Chris
Martin heading the other way. Loops it across to McIntyre. Didn't think he'd find him, but he did. And Sean McIntyre is really having himself a half here. He's got 10 speed. There's a look at Travis Ford, 5'10" freshman guard.
He's always shooting quickly, though. I think that's part of the problem. Whoops.
There's good follow.
Alert.
Lead down to 2. In college basketball right now, Dean Smith and Lefty Drysdale, of course, had a memorable game here earlier today. And look at Norm Stewart. Right there at 5:26.
Now, Michael, I've lost to Smith. Full court pressure now.
McIntyre, good hustle play for the rebound. Keeps going baseline. Hey!
Pretty play. I thought he had the jumper. When you can shoot his teams use the center to reverse the ball. A lot more than they used to.
Jamal Coleman, tough shot.
And Jamal thrusting the fist. Peeler as well.
That's what Lee Coward does best. Now, Donald's got some room. Takes it strong. Offensive foul. Too strong.
Good call. I mean, if I'm on Norm Stewart's bench in the first half at all, it's just a process where the kids are getting the kinks out. And Sutton delivers, huh?
Brad Sutton.
Got to catch the 10.
Forward on the break. Finds Coward. Got 2.
Very good that open floor. Responds.
Hasn't scored a point. McIntyre, the hot hand early. Late, too.
That was a great pull-up.
Schreffler lets it fly. It will not go, and it'll be a 5-point game at halftime. So the Missouri Tigers not happy with their shooting percentages, but they got a lead. Jim Cruz takes his club to the locker room. We go to Smith calling for it. Gets it over Jewell. Big basket there, and then
got his attention.
He said John McIntyre was having himself a heck of a game, a career high. And boy, but look at Jewell come for the reject. Peeler, Smith for 2.
Great pass by Peeler. Defensively, Doug Smith outside now after going across the box.
Nails the jumper.
He was sort of flat-footed, standing, begging.
Missouri the ball in the 9-point lead.
Oh,
for 2.
Lee Coward. That's been worked on. Step up and have the snap-offs in those snap-off pants in those days.
And Peeler off the missed free throw.
Got to be alert.
But inside, Godfrey set back at him. Foul is called, but that'll give you an indication of how it...
On the baseline side, defense on the high side, and Dan, how sweet it is. Oh.
Peeler outside, knocks it down for 3.
Now that should help his game a little bit.
Anthony Peeler, a little room. Oh, got it in.
With the right hand as well, Michael. That's tough for lefty.
14 on the shot clock. Howard to Warren. Warren for 2.
Great play. Warren reacting very well, too. Coming down the lane. Lee Coward always... Anthony's played well this half. Possesses a lot of talent.
Ford, plenty of room. Thinks about it and buries it.
There's no question he can do it.
I don't think.
Poor guy, and he can make those.
Oh, good offensive forward, Anthony Peeler.
Hey, would you stop shooting it? Although knowing...
Gets immediately doubled by the ever-present Mack. Howard can't hit. That's on the rim.
And a push underneath is...
Boy, count it.
Yep. Pretty good reaction. Because underneath is tough. I see the push all the way under. Ooh, Anthony Peeler.
14 second half points. Oh, Peeler just outraced Mack to the ball. Whoa!
Well, that takes up the whooping. Scott and Scheffler will have much better nights. Fire. Again, the first game is an awfully tough one. Under the lights against a great team like this.
To go, Anthony Peeler showing his stuff here.
Well, last year against Oklahoma, he had a resounding jam, and this one is a message to Chris Mack that will be enough for the whooping. Emphatically. Send it in, Anthony.
Some kind of a medium fight.
Coward, and Coward's banging and slapping him in the back and giving him a lot of confidence, too. You will not see Travis Ford miss all those open jumps. You're back. I was in that hot seat all the latter part of the year.
22 Peeler. He got Smith and Coward with him. Took it himself. Howard the tip.
That pressure dribble.
Kids this afternoon, but you know, have a chance to turn that all around for themselves tomorrow.
And you don't like to hear it as a coach. It's a...
Howard's alley-oop. Peeler wanted to go up and get it. Got bumped, but the tap is there. And Norm Stewart and Missouri are going to move on. Great to see this guy back on the bench. And he opens with a big W here tonight in Maui. For my partner, Bill Raftery, I'm Mike Gorman. 68-53, the final score. Let's go back to the studios right now. Chris Powell.
All right, thanks, fellas. So Missouri winning ugly. They don't shoot that well. They don't. Coming in just a moment, Louisville and Missouri coming up in a moment.
Stewart. We're set to go. 165 pounds. He controls the tap, but McIntyre takes it away. McIntyre to the hole, and John McIntyre is having himself a great weekend. Doug Gouts have a definite eye on this young man.
And why not? Sullivan. And the next time will be somebody else that'll get the 28-30.
McIntyre to the hole.
Stole that shirt from you, I think.
Yeah,
you had a couple of those from last year.
Off the floor by Coward. Up quick to Smith. He'll take it in. No.
Intentional foul. It is philosophically, say, nah, let him go. It's just a little shove, give him the deuce, but here's a chance for 4 now. Dick Garibaldi, been around a while, too. He has worked and come up empty on a few puppies.
Well, they called the foul before this.
Right.
Inside, Peeler just jumped over everyone for 2.
Well, he can do that pretty well.
Passing people around here. Defensively, McIntyre squeezes it.
Oh, whoa! Good night.
Doug Smith, the big star.
I wanted to see him.
We'll get it 7 of the 13. McIntyre, plenty of time, and gives it to Coward. Nicely
Pretty
done.
play by the guards or guard.
Peeler finds Coward, fakes the 3. Little leaning 2. Second basket for Lee Coward. Anthony Peeler's got 3-on-2 break, tries to find Coward. Does, and he got 2.
Almost a great recovery there as Jerome Harmon almost came up.
Afternoon, 6'4" sophomore out of Kansas City. They're very quiet.
Technique-wise, much improved.
Just off the beach.
Sure, just like us. Down if they played him.
Peeler knocks down about a 15-footer. Peeler. Bunton tries one.
Now that's the lane. Didn't give it to Warren away with one.
9th point of the first half for Doug Down. Rebound to Travis Ford. Quick outlet pass. Peeler. Some room.
What a job by Doug Smith. He just held his... Well, Troy Smith did his job. He went back and got his man, Doug Smith, but he forgot about Anthony Peeler, and Doug Smith teaching him a lesson on balancing his board again, huh?
Yeah. The Smith. Good look.
Very unselfish.
Smith catches up to him. Doug Smith, nobody had him. Missed another layup, but he follows.
He's missed at least 5. But he's gotten himself free.
Short. Bunton right there. Back up. Gets it. Nathan Bunton with 6 points. McIntyre was looking for Sutton inside. Peeler, left-handed leaner, goes down.
And
that was soft, wasn't it?
He's got a smile as he looked at the bench.
Comes back out. Peeler. 2 more.
They got to make Anthony shoot it. They go to him a little more often when he gets on a roll. This time the open jumper. The rest of the time he's slashing, as you mentioned, and that ability. This was a tough one. Going away and soft enough to get all its in and plop in.
McIntyre pops out, makes a 3.
Oh, they really didn't have the inside offense.
Too deep, right?
The highs and lows of this game. Makes Louisville so tough they can run that with all their people, the point guard included.
Anthony Peeler knocks down 2 more. And it's a 16-point Missouri lead. Here's Peeler, slash into the basket, leaves it for Heller, and he got it in.
I thought Peeler was a little out.
Bro has it taken away. McIntyre filling the lane. McIntyre's got a trailer blocked by Williams, but there's Howard.
White shirts beating him down, Mike.
Howard leaves it for Doug Smith. Knocks it down outside.
Little early, but they're going to get away with it.
Here comes LeBradford Smith as the clock winds down. Gets it to Williams. Fakes a 3. In and out with the 2, and the lead will be 15 at halftime. So Missouri, looking very sharp in this one, has opened up a 15-point lead, 52-37 here at Maui. Let's go back and check on what's going on in the world of sports with exchanges with Peeler. Inside, Smith. Oh, nice English on that one to get it down.
What a...
Here was a guy who just was invisible in the first half of yesterday's game, Doug Smith. Inside bunt. Nice move for 2.
Good teamwork there. Denny Crum just hollered out at Keith Williams.
The Spencer couldn't control the inbounds pass. Lee Coward pushes all the way and finds McIntyre.
Just beating him down.
Which is nothing new.
McIntyre didn't force it.
Bunton outside. Drains the jumper. Oh. Hey. Not like he's had 1 or 2 guys who come in and lit it up, other than Felton Spencer. And everything's starting to go down now for Missouri.
So there's that lead. Coward free, but you've got to be more careful. That's the kind of shots you want. Oh.
Coward's got McIntyre. Takes it himself for 2.
And a good non-call. Dick Garibaldi right underneath. Don't forget a Kentucky kid, too, there. Nice.
Oh, nice pass.
Warren on the money. Right here, very nice. Here, coming from one box to the other, and then Heller walking his man up and then going to the goal. Great look.
Howard, Peeler, Bunton, and McIntyre. No one's doing it back to his starting 5, and Doug Smith swoops for 2. 7. Oh, Doug Doug Smith.
And Norm Stewart called the play from the sideline.
To answer. Peeler the rebound. Goes around Sullivan. Finds Doug.
Right on time.
And just when it looked like the...
Anthony Peeler showing a little bit of everything. Running the break. Plenty early.
It goes right around Bradford Smith. Doug Smith feels it.
That's been a little different about him.
I do. Yeah, he does. He got my... Peeler finds Coward. Oh, nicely done.
Well, you've got to have a lot coming at you. Lee Coward reached back for that little looping. It all started with...
You into this or what, Felton, huh? Louisville sure is. This one's not over yet. This game. How about this for a run? 17-1.
Leaving Keith Williams alone.
Harmon knocks it down. 20 for Jerome Harmon. It's a three-point game. Buries the second one. 1-point game. 23-1. The run by Louisville. Unbelievable. Peeler's got some room. Takes it in. Oh!
Got to score. This is another one of those plays that gets everybody excited, but...
Well, I'd like to see that from another angle. Maybe we will when we get back.
They're patient, running their set.
They sure are. Bradford Smith. Now Sullivan. He'll launch it. No rebound. Doug Smith. Off to Peeler. They can't catch him. And that's the basketball game. The Louisville Cardinals, a brilliant effort in a comeback, but Missouri hangs on. Hangs on.
Fingernails. Great effort by Louisville.
It'll be Missouri and Carolina in the Maui Classic final. Heck of a basketball game, huh, John Saunders?
There's no doubt about it.
Center here on the island of Maui. Mike Gorman along with Bill Raftery, and we are just about set for the Maui Classic final. Let's see how these two teams got here, and we have got a great game coming up tonight. Of course, North Carolina and Missouri, and they had to play pretty hard to get into it. As you can see, North Carolina, that last second shot, of course, to beat James Madison. Then they beat Villanova yesterday to get them into the final. Missouri beat Evansville and then held on against Louisville last night.
Both clubs almost getting the
starting lineups for tonight's game. We're just about set to go. King Rice, Lee Coward, a couple of people that you want to watch out for as a three-guard offense is played by Missouri. It'll be Doug Smith who'll jump it up in the middle with Pete Chilcutt. The Maui Classic final about to go down. The winner of this game could well find himself in the top 5 of the country, and Coward is able to control the attack. 3-0 lead. Again, Missouri will play with 3 guards. Here's one of them, Peeler, going strong to the bucket for 2.
Another good job by Bunt. You saw him hold.
Games in the previous two days.
It's early in the year. No tired legs. Good pass.
Oh, great rejection by Peeler down low.
He can get up. Gamble.
Bunton looking for some room. Hits a leaner on the baseline and draws a foul from Williams.
Pretty good.
Skip pass to Smith. Over Chilcutt for 2.
The Missouri people thought make cuts and cross-court the ball.
Coward. Peeler coming through. Stepped out of bounds. Trying to get to the spot, and McIntyre picked off the pass. Up quick for Coward rather, and he lays it in.
Kids do that so well, don't they? Shield the ball. Terrific defense. Break worked for a second.
Scott Williams has it picked off as he looked for Madden on a cut. Again, it's Coward.
Oh.
2 more.
Just taking away the lane from King Rice.
Tigers storm back. Again, McIntyre. Over to Smith. Yeah. What a burst from Missouri. Skip past McIntyre. He's been hitting that shot.
He has gotten his confidence out here in Maui. Bob Sunbull today said he's the assistant that I talked to about the...
Alley-oop, Button inside.
I give an assist to Warren, too. He dragged his man out, so there was no help.
Bunton taking it strong to the hole.
What?
Nathan Bunton's having himself a half.
What an improvement. Where that man steps in and steals the basketball.
Ford found a little room. Baseline. Peeler.
Good luck. And cut.
Quickly. McIntyre for three. Oh, he is stroking that.
Well, Warren got his hand on it. That pass was meant for McIntyre. That's a change by McIntyre on that dribble earlier.
Smith putting it on the floor. Tough shot. Gets the roll this time.
Now that's what makes him a prospect. He can bang underneath, move out a little, and then he ability.
Missouri by 9 in the ball. Smith feels it. Hits it.
Now he's the king. I know that
Shows good hands and finds Coward. Peeler down low. Smith in traffic. No. Warren the follow.
Warren alertly got to the box, but Coward with great poise.
Coward finds Peeler, and Peeler puts it right up.
Nobody guarded him. They missed the assignment there. Just a
Not at all. Doug Smith. Good outlet to Coward. Peeler on a wing. Anthony for two.
great step across. Great slashing type. Doing a good job of going across court, aren't they?
Smith, tough shot. Traveling violation called.
Now let's watch Missouri, Mike.
59 and 41, the shooting percentages. Doug Smith just helped that a little bit. Nathan Bunton, if you went with us the other night, the son of the late Bill Bunton, tremendous player.
With the Hawks, I believe, was an assistant.
Yes, he is.
Terrific golfer. Was Bill Bradley played in that Final Four.
They got hit with a 24-1 run. McIntyre hits again.
That's enough of that delay. They found the player, or he found himself.
Ford, nice job dribbling out of trouble. Inside. Oh, great block, but a goaltend.
Michael, he came from the top of the key as quickly as you'll see up the passing lane outside. All of a sudden down, and tough angle to catch it on, but it could be a tough item come tournament time.
Rice buries them both. Coward with 3-2, trying to find Warren, and another second or two. Missouri might have got themselves another hoop, but they didn't. So it'll be a 7-point game at halftime. 44-37. Norm Stewart's club is on top. Let's go back to the studios right now and check in with Chris Fowler. Chris?
Okay, thank you, Mike and Bill, and welcome.
There in 20 minutes. McIntyre gets it to Smith, who puts it on the floor. Got it back. Quick start. Ends there by Lynch. Rice, the up quick Fox. He's got two.
King Rice has made some terrific fast break passes direct.
24-1.
The 2-3 slows you down a little bit now, but that's a pretty good answer.
Nathan
Up here, impossible. Good help by Peeler.
You know, excellent strip by Peeler. Madden trails, but
Anthony.
he's in double figures with 10. Third Tiger in double figures. Smith got a block, but he got a foul too.
They didn't score the goal, but I think they should. Denny Crum said after the game, boy, he's a good one. A chance to chat with him.
Ford knocks down a 3 outside.
Travis has arrived.
In and out. Only his second game back because of the appendectomy. Peeler, a little room on the left side, and that's trouble.
That slashing ability again. Carolina responds.
Hubert Davis can't get it down. Madden gets a rebound. No. Davis on the other side. Nice move with the left hand.
Pretty good delivery. Not too many teams push it down like North Carolina does. You've got to do help one another out. Here's the mismatch, but Peeler helping his buddy out. Terrific defense. I thought Fox could take Coward. Well, Norm Stewart had an answer.
Anthony Peeler on a cut inside Smith, and he got it close enough. Nice call, Bill. Smith kicks it nicely to Bunton for 2.
Pretty good pair inside.
Why?
Again, just to vary the attack, find out what they can do, make them think a little bit.
Warren, the weak side rebound. Williams, the block. Warren again, no. Coleman, a follow. Jamal Coleman, a 6'5" sophomore. That happened to Scott Williamson.
Pump.
Great block.
He's going right back, though. Why the bounce, Jeff? Look at that.
Looked like he got caught by Jeff Warren's left arm. Happy days. You know some of these kids are hitting the wall.
Both coaches have subbed. Pretty play.
Good tip by Warren.
That as the season progresses, you improve in that area.
You know, as Lynch, the freshman. Oh, Jamal Coleman with a block.
That's a walk called. This is gorgeous. Jamal really reacted again, the ability of the freshman Lynch, but
whoa,
that is a tasty block for Missouri.
Down to 10 now on the shot clock. McIntyre just tees it up and buries it.
That'll settle any problems of slowing it down.
4 threes from McIntyre, and Williams responds.
What a pass. Really ragging him.
Bunton, little leaner off the glass.
Tell you, punch for... I think of Hubert Davis getting some threes. Nice post pass.
Smith got that one.
I go to their strength.
A little help. Shoot instead.
Not a good one.
Oh, lucky play there. Madden tried to tip it back to one of his teammates. It went to Warren instead. Travis Ford will walk it up if they let him. Showcut, Rice, Madden, and Davis.
And forced Carolina to play a little slower because Carolina's got to push it up and try to...
The passing, the ability of both James Madison the other night and Missouri tonight to get hands on.
Feel like again they want to bring it back out. Freshman.
That's a big one right there. Oh, and the Tigers of Missouri. The first loss of the season, only their second loss ever in the Islands. They had won a couple of final substitutions being made, and McIntyre didn't even realize they wanted him to shoot some free throws. He will. Noam Stewart clears his bench, and again...
Who'd you give it to? We don't have a vote, but... Doug?
Not sure. I might have to go with Smith.
Yeah.
Or Peeler. But it's going to be a Missouri Tiger as Noam Stewart and Dean Smith shake hands, and the Missouri Tigers have won the Maui Classic. Final score 80-73. And we'll be back to wrap it up here from Maui. Very convincing 80-73 win, and we can see a lot of happy Missouri kids right now cutting down the net. And Noam Stewart, first of all, I want to say it's great to have you standing back beside us here, and just a tremendous win for you kids this week.
Thank you, Mike. This is a great way to come back. Kids really played hard. I really didn't know if we had enough gas left in the tank to do this. But they played their hearts out, and I'm really proud.
The Maui Classic champions. And Bill, a quick final word. It has been a great week.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. I think we'll see a lot of...
Some of them have been here since 8 o'clock this morning. Their team has won 32 of the last 35 here. Number 7 in the nation.
Some breath, but Anthony Peeler is a guy that a lot of people connected with Missouri basketball feel has the potential to be the greatest player who's ever played at Missouri. These are his numbers so far in his sophomore year. He's a real slashing.
Tigers up to their best start in the last 8 years, and they're holding their opponents to poor shooting from the field, while the Razorbacks have been tough here and scoring. I'll put up. Ed Hightower will throw it up. He's one of the Big 8 officials here, along with Ron Zetcher and Charles Green, and it's controlled momentarily by the Green. Underneath, Bunton loose on a great feed from Anthony Peeler. Peeler, nice pass through to the left side from McIntyre to Bunton, and Nathan on the scoreboard again.
Nathan Bunton.
And the rebound pulled down by Lee Coward, and up the floor from McIntyre. John McIntyre, a senior on the foul. Doug Smith, only 63% from the line. but he has his first point of the game. He's averaging
Smith, and so far in the game, they've been extremely successful.
Smith with a couple. And 3 minutes. Missouri missing its last 3 shots. Peeler does something about that from the left wing. What penetration from three-point range. McIntyre gets it in. Button with the turnaround. And down on the blocks, the Tigers are on.
Was a one-man screen there. He offense worked that ball inside.
Smith off from the free throw line.
Do you think he could get any more wristbands on his hand there? They're almost up to his elbow.
Smith has... Look at that blind pass. And finishing it was Peeler. What a great pass by John McIntyre.
And Peeler showed you some of...
They're just not the same team when Nolan's Razorbacks are in that half-court offense.
That was not a very good pass by Uri.
Forward for Smith with the turnaround. And there's Bunton with the follow. Nathan Bunton has 8.
He's been averaging nearly 10 rebounds a game.
Always wanted to be a Razorback, walked on, and here he is, a big surprise. There's the turnaround. Doug Smith, points number 5 and 6, his first field goal. About the visitors and this pace in Fayetteville.
Well, you have to, there's McIntyre shooting, that's a 2. He's really a great shooter. When you're shooting 62% from the field, you make those kind of shots.
There's Bunton on a great feed inside by Smith. And Nathan Bunton, and Coleman grabbed a loose ball back door, got his own, and got his first 2.
Razorbacks just ran right past you, might stealing the ball.
4 Arkansas turnovers. Smith for Coleman, and he's come off the bench to spark Missouri with 4, and the Tigers equalize.
And one of the reasons is they've been able to get the ball down inside to their horse, Doug Smith. And this really isn't inside. He's halfway to the corner with a nice turnaround jump shot. That's just really
points.
I find that hard to believe that he only has 4 rebounds.
There's a 3 from McIntyre. He has 7. He's been such a big surprise this year. Tigers say he's taken practice and
really a heady basketball player. He's very, very athletic. Jumps very well. Real good speed. And Aaron Miller in the ball game at the same time.
Nathan Bunton, 11 points on the night, 18-5 run. McIntyre, shot clock down to 5. Coleman right side, and what a job off the bench for the Tigers on a 21-7 run now in just over 6.5 minutes. And there's the follow as Smith got it up and in. And he has Smith a little long with it. Offensive board by Bunton, and he drops a rainbow. He has short with the turnaround, almost got the roll. Bunton with the offensive board. A foul, and it drops for him.
Nathan Bunton, what a job inside he has done.
By 10.
Point lead late in the first half, and one of the reasons is Nathan Bunton doing a great job on the boards, but as you can see here, nobody from Arkansas blocks him out. You're going to let that guy get that kind of rebounding position. He's going to kill you. Doug Smith obviously very happy with
Doug Smith. He has 9. They're only shooting 69%, but it's really too early in the season to get a real reading on what kind of team they will. 30 remaining. Here's Smith wheeling and dealing, and Northfellow is better to have the defense on the run.
Flat-footed. McIntyre maybe a little tired.
In the last minute, Tigers by 2 and add 2 more as Doug Smith goes on to the highlight reel. Warren the rebound, but he lost it. Another 3, and a miss there from Oliver Miller. And the first half comes to an end. A wild affair so far. Hogs had an early it away, and it's a 4-point spread at the half. Back to the studio, and that's all yours, Chris Fowler.
Oh, and certainly in the first half they've had success. Nathan Bunton, senior number 22 right here, doing what he did the whole first half. 8 rebounds to go along with 16 points. Played very, very well in the first half, really stepping up. Now his running mate in the front court, Doug Smith, when Bunton went out of the game late in the first half, Doug Smith just picked right up, driving to the basket, penetrating. He had 14. So Doug Smith and Nathan Bunton, 30 of the 49 points for the Missouri
Tigers come away.
Arkansas opens in the man-to-man defense, but Missouri another offensive rebound opportunity, and they convert it.
Here comes Coward. He works to the glass and gets 2 as the Razorbacks spun all around him, but never got. McIntyre for Ford, gets it in, open backdoor, Coleman, He converts his 7th and 8th points of the night. Rebound, his 9th of the game. Here's Ford coast to coast. He couldn't hit from outside, so he took a fast break layup for his first 2. Anthony Peeler has 4 points on the night. Officially now, that was 1 in assists and steals. He's done not a whole lot in all 3 of those departments tonight.
It's hard to do those.
Look-in pass, and Bunton couldn't convert, and finally does.
Got to give some credit on that one to
the whole floor. Got the side of the backboard with it, and then Peeler with a little garbage, but a nice athletic move.
Nobody blocking out for Arden, a 3-point shot.
He's it down to him. Peeler appeared to carry the ball for a step, and it'll be goaltending on Ron Heary on a shot that would not have gone in the first half.
Not nearly the scoring in the second half.
When you're the visiting team here, nice pass down deep. Bunton from Peeler.
What a great pass.
Peeler works on Hawkins. Inside Smith. What an assist by Anthony Peeler.
Boy, do they pass the
assist in 7 games coming in. Just get it back. Peeler penetrates. Bunton open on the right side of the glass.
Arkansas trying to match up defensively, and they got caught in the middle of trying to switch guys.
Smith has 21.
2 points, cut it to 3.
Mayberry nearly a steal, and Cowher turns it into 3.
Boy, that is a big, big shot. Not much size out there for the Missouri Tigers right.
Fury for Day. A jumper to tie.
And again, you have to wonder if the fatigue factor's coming into play here. Help, he needs to use it.
Doug Smith with his 22nd point. Missed that one badly, and so badly, Coleman got an easy rebound. It bounced way up over Credit. Backdoor alley-oop, Peeler. Great find. He has 11. Peeler against Day. Baseline right. Coleman shuffled his feet and got away with it, and he has 10 points. He might have turned him.
You can score a lot of points.
Arkansas got the 3-point play, leading by 1. They're using the clock that is now down inside 20. Bunton over Miller.
Boy, that's a tough shot. But Bunton, he's had
tonight. Tigers back on top. Here's Day turning around. Touch off the glass. He has 26. And the seesaw. And he's 11 of 17 from the field. There's a great drive. Baseline left. Lee Cowher with it, points number 6 and 7. Way short. Second time the Hogs have... Smith. Missing from just beyond the free throw extended left side. Here come the Hogs 2-on-1. Credit dribbling to the glass. Short on the layup. And here come the top. Here's Peeler dishing. Bunton missed the layup. Mario Credit has it for the Razorbacks with the game's biggest defensive play. Mayberry loses it, and the possession will go to Arkansas. Oliver Miller down deep, and Credit has 2. He has 20 in the game, and the Hogs have the lead back 88-87.
4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. What a nice job by the Razorbacks to spread the floor, get the ball to Credit.
Missouri has a lot of timeouts to work with here. Shot clock at 27, 26 as the game clock is at 30.
Might not be a bad move just to go for one shot here. You're on the road. Roll the dice.
Here's Ford. Fury guarding him. In it goes Smith, and he scores 2 after knocking down Todd Day.
No timeout.
Mayberry missing. Missouri has it, and the game is over. The Arkansas players are standing on the floor stunned. Missouri celebrates. They go 8-0, Dan, ranked number 4 in the nation and maybe climbing higher.
What a big win for the Missouri Tigers. See Mario Credit very disappointed. The Arkansas Razorbacks had a good opportunity at the end but weren't able to convert. What a gutty effort by the Missouri Tigers.
They're 8-0 on the year. Arkansas falls to 5-1. Now back to our college basketball studio. Here's Chris Fowler.
Okay, thanks, fellas. Missouri has now beaten 5 teams that were in the NCAA tournament last year. February 3rd.
Lou Henson and Norm Stewart getting in a few laughs, having a chance to visit. If Missouri is to have success tonight, it's got to be this guy taking over. Doug Smith needs to have a big game. At 6'10", he will be the tallest starter on the floor. Now, the Tigers have lost this game for 6 consecutive years, including a 3-point loss last year. And Doug Vaughn asked Norm Stewart this morning if it grates on his nerves that his club has lost so many in a row.
I have to be honest and say, no, it doesn't really grate on me. We'd like to win a ball game. We think we have a very good basketball program, and
It is a record Norm Stewart knows only too well.
I gotta hope it's close.
I'll try to. That's what I'm hoping.
What was that?
I'm the guy. I hope it's close so we can throw one in at the end and win it.
Yeah. Both teams come into the game unbeaten.
Live from the sold-out arena in St. Louis, it's the number 5 Fighting Illini of Illinois against the 4th-ranked Missouri Tigers. And this is St. Louis. They're introducing the starting lineups, and here they are for tonight's game. Andy Kaufman will be starting for Illinois at a forward, along with Marcus Liberty. Rodney Jones will be at a center spot with Stephen Bardo and Kendall Gill at the guards. The Missouri Tigers will on the board. College basketball from St. Louis. And the tip belongs to Missouri with Lee Coward taking the tip from Doug Smith. And he's picked up. And Coward needs help, too. McIntyre provides that and breaks away for the layup.
Remember last year's game, Illini came out and played soft.
The play inside of Doug Smith.
Well, that's what Lou Henson was trying to figure out yesterday. I was talking to him. There's a guy that's red hot from the outside, Lee Coward.
Lee Coward with the basket. Reset. They have 35 on the shot clock. This is Peeler going inside. Gill for the baseline jump.
Peeler, a nice job there of adjusting his shot, double pumping.
Nothing for Peeler. Now Coward with 22 on the shot clock. And his back shot goes. Lee Coward has 4. And the Tigers have a 1-point lead. This is Nathan Bunton for Missouri. And he found a seam. Nathan Bunton scores the basket. He had 25 points and 16 rebounds in the win over Bradley over the weekend. And
well, there's a play with Anthony Peeler, the top assist man. He goes cross-court here to Coward. Coward shooting 50% from the outside in the season so far. Rims around. Gross gets a nice friendly roll and in for 2.
The lead in this one. Doug Smith helping Missouri to 9 victories so far this season. Low for Smith. Assist McIntyre.
Well, I don't know whether that's a setup with some kind of a key play or just read. Well, these two teams are pretty well evenly matched. I think Missouri does have the advantage, I think, on the inside.
McIntyre hits the 3-point shot, and now he's 11 of 16. Or make that 14 of 21 from 3-point
ball game. And one of the reasons is they get the ball down inside.
Smith gets the basket and he's fouled. Boy, was he wide open on the backdoor play.
Well, this game. Here you see Peeler, the number 1 assist man, catches him open. You see the defensive man right there going over to help to protect on that on the man on the downside, posting up low and leave Smith. Shooter 51%, and also can hit the 3. And he has good judgment.
Here's the shot by Smith.
Good no call right there, I think.
Doug Smith has 7. A 3-point.
And here's what Missouri's been doing here about the last 7 times down. They take the ball in from the wing. They get it down the blocks to Smith, and he takes it up, and that's one reason why they made 6 of their last 7 shots.
Where'd Gary Thompson? This is Smith inside. And Doug Smith has scored 9 first-half points. John McIntyre with 5, Lee Coward 4, Anthony Peeler and Nathan
in this ball game.
Lee Coward stepping up on Gill.
And a nice drive. Something I don't think he's been doing enough of Coward, and it's evidenced by the free throw shooting. He's only been to
Missouri at 15 against Creighton. 5 points, 2 rebounds in a win over Bradley game he finally missed. He gets a kind roll here to put Missouri ahead by 1.
You know what?
Clock when that came into play, but now the Tigers get up and down the floor and they have the people to do it.
Well, they certainly do. I'm not
15 rebounds against Arkansas and has scored 2 tonight. Doug Smith from the line, 2 for 2 on that trip, and he has 11 points. This is the Mizzou Sports Network.
Guards Bardo and Gill, and you see it right there. Good move by McIntyre to lose Gill.
Oh, and then he got that shot away in a hurry. 7 from McIntyre along with Nathan Bunton as Ford. Gets another kind roll.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's real comfortable out there, right? 32%, but the big game, the big players come through.
Missouri needs a basket on this trip. Coward for three, and he got it.
It was a 14-3 run prior to that three-pointer by Coward.
Now a 7-point lead for the Illini with Gill forcing the issue. Bowman a three-point shot. That's his first basket, Gary.
Well, he doesn't shoot the ball that much normally. He's only had 9 shots coming in.
Bunton has the ball slapped away, but Peeler saves for Missouri and scores on the spin move. 4 for Peeler. Misses on the bank shot. Horton on the rebound. Here come the Tigers on the run. McIntyre can't get the basket, but Coward does.
Good job by Coward there following in. You think that's going to be a cinch too, but he stays right.
And Ford. This is Bunton. And a three-point shot for Nathan Bunton. He has 5 first-half points. He comes in averaging 14.8 points a game.
He's moved too early anyhow. You want to make sure when you take that shot, there isn't going to be any time left.
Coward throws it up. Bardo got a hand on the ball.
He might have gotten fouled right there. That was not a good play of Bardo.
And no whistle for a foul as the clock expires. At the end of the first half, the Fighting Illini lead the 4th-ranked Missouri Tigers 45-40. Coming up, our halftime show. And this is the Mizzou Sports Network. In 1979, Steve Stepanovich could have gone to any school in the nation. He chose Missouri, and the rest is history. He led the Tigers to an unprecedented 4 straight Big 8 titles, leaving as Mizzou's all-time leading scorer, and even today, he remains the all-time leading rebounder. After a stellar Tiger career, the Indiana Pacers made him the 2nd player taken in the first round of the 1983 NBA Draft. It's a pleasure now to be joined by Steve Stepanovich tonight in his hometown of St. Louis. And Steve, I know the fans are wanting to know, since you left the NBA and the Indiana Pacers with the knee injury, what are you doing now?
Well, we just moved back to St. Louis from Indianapolis. I'm married now. I have a little daughter, a little girl that's 8 months old, and another one on the way. So I'm a family man now.
You know, when you I read a story today in the papers in St. Louis about the fact when you came to Missouri, Steve, Wayman Tisdale came into Oklahoma. The good players really started following suit once you two came into the league. How does that make you feel?
Well, you know, I guess it makes me feel pretty good. I think the Big 8 Conference has come a long, long way since I first came.
Coward for Missouri. And now a three-point shot for McIntyre. He has 10. Tonight he's at 10 points. Doug Smith on the basket. Give him 13.
It looks like a little
Illinois lead. There for the save, Peeler. And the basket, he's fouled. He gets the basket and 1. Kaufman, his whistle for the foul on the shot. It's the second
to the ball. Here's Smith. Gets caught on the inside, takes the shot away with the backboard there. Doesn't have the good angle, but finds Peeler across, and then Kaufman does the unmistakable thing that you want with the hand, gets him on the wrist.
And the left-hander hits the free throw. Anthony Peeler has 7. And another steal for Illinois. Near steal, saved by Bunton. And that shot goes for Coward.
Boy, Coward did a nice job right there. He took the little bounce.
Point lead now for the Fighting Illini. Bunton for the basket and 1. And a foul on Liberty.
And Norm said they were having trouble getting it down inside. Now they come out and make 25 points. There you see him, extends the ball high, gets the shot, also gets the foul on Liberty. Watch here, good entry pass, right by Coward, away from the defensive man. Liberty square behind him, but Bunton just raises up and goes right over the top. It's nothing but net.
14:41 to go in the first half. This is the Mizzou Sports Network. The Tigers 8 for Illinois. The Tigers are on the attack after the timeout with Nathan Bunton scoring the basket.
Well, Missouri successful doing what they want to do, get Bunton. You see, look at Bunton. He's got good shape right down here now on Rodney Jones. And again, just turns, goes right in his face, puts it up. Good concentration on the rim. And hits it for 2.
14:12 to go. McIntyre's left. Anthony Peeler, sophomore, feeding low for Smith. Or Nathan Bunton, excuse me. Nathan Bunton has 11. Smith, a junior on the inside. This is Nathan Bunton stepping up for the basket.
Nice fake, guys. See, he buried his game twice. That's right there. You get left alone. You cut for the basket just as he did and had to double pump his leg.
15 now for Lee Coward. Answering at the other end, a 2-point Illinois lead. Small. Here's a jam by Smith. Doug Smith has 15.
That'll bring the Tiger fans to life. Lou Henson wants to try.
Well, Gary, here's a play that can get a team right back into a game.
Well, it's that type of play, that dunk, and of course this crowd is a mixed crowd between Illinois and Missouri, but it's still effective. A lot of Tiger fans here. Penetration, get the dump off of there.
Illinois had a 10-point lead twice in the first half, and now Peeler cuts it to 8.
You could just see the determination there by Peeler. All right.
A bonus now for Nathan Bunton, who has 14 points.
15 out of 19. No, excuse me. There we go.
Bunton scores for Missouri. And he gets a bumper on the bench for Missouri. Jeff Warren is in. And Bunton connects on both tries this time. 16. Warren, Ford, Coward, and Bunton on the court for Missouri with the Tiger card for Missouri. Coward shoots for 3.
That's a big hoop because he's 1 on 3 right there.
Shots, watching a lot of free throws too, but here's a big 3-point shot for Coward of Missouri.
That's right. He that time 1 on 3. Didn't have anybody on teammates on the board.
The free throw.
And I think part of that is responsible of not penetrating. We talked about you get your fouls penetrating. Free throws is that you got there. He averages 9.1, so he's 10 over.
And Coward goes 2 for 2. 20 points for Coward.
The poise here of Missouri right now, though, when they come back, it's not panic time. You come back, you get plenty of time, and the three-pointers will get it in back in a hurry.
12 now for Anthony. 84-75 Illini. Coward on the drive, and he's picked clean, but there's Smith to save it from Missouri. Count it. 17 for Doug Smith.
Good alert play.
Number 4, Missouri, 89-77. Smith open for the jam. 19 for Doug Smith for Missouri.
Good penetration.
91-79. This is Smith. He gets, or does he get the basket? It was a block call.
He gets the basket. Here's Smith coming in. Gill comes over, doesn't get there in time, gets squared up on there. You watch Smith look the ball in the basket.
Points for Smith.
This free throw puts Missouri right back in it. Just 3 possessions out.
22 now. There's steal for Peeler. That is a steal. Smith to Peeler.
Watch this slam. Bam. See what happens. Illinois right now starting to get a little protective. They're using the clock trying to run.
14 points. 14 for the game, averaging 16.2. He goes for number 16 now.
It's this one. The Tigers going to be 7 down. I think I'd start thinking about making Bardo go to the line.
16 for Peeler and a timeout on Small.
The Tiger, that man coming out and makes him steal.
Small got the basket. On the other end, Coward for Missouri, 22 points. Or is that Peeler who gets credit? It's Peeler, 6 for Liberty.
Get it down quick, put it up, Anthony.
And he nailed it.
Got any timeouts left? Yep.
20 points now for Anthony Peeler, a 6-point Illinois lead with 19, 101-90 Illinois. Ford for 3, counted. 5 for Travis Ford. And that's the game. The final tonight from the arena in St. Louis. The Fighting Illini of Illinois improved to 7-0 with a 101-93 victory over the Missouri Tigers, dropping the Tigers to 9-1. And this is the Mizzou Sports Network.
In 1989. Coming off a Final Four appearance, Illinois came into the game ranked number 5 in the nation. The Tigers were ranked 4th in the polls, the highest combined rankings in the series history.
The hype was everywhere. Everybody's looking forward to that game. We were both ranked in the top 10. The tradition of it all was March Madness time atmosphere.
Illinois had a 6-game bragging rights streak going, but the Tigers led by as many as 5 points with 10 minutes to go in the first half. The Illini with 3-point, 10-point lead.
We want to go out there and compete and say, well, we better than Missouri, so we need to go out there and compete and show the world.
It was great talent on that Illinois team. We had talent as well, but I mean, like I said, they had a lot of guys, first-round draft choices over there.
Mizzou cut the lead to 45-40 at the half. But in the second half, Marcus Liberty, Kendall Gill, and Andy Kaufman were too much, and Illinois won 101-90.
hold that Tiger. I'm not sure who they're referring to here tonight, but Smith.
Tell you a little bit about Ernest Smith's jumping ability. He almost got it.
Here comes McIntyre. Peeler, another rebound. Quickly to Coward. Coward coast to coast. Count the basket and a foul.
Ah, that's great. One guy from Detroit. Watch him push it up against Cheyenne Gibson right here. Gibson across the arm. Ooh, got a lot of the ball that time, too. I thought he had an awful lot of it.
I'm assist record here at Missouri this year.
Missouri beating him.
In low, Bunton kicks it out. Peeler.
Boy, has Bunton made a turnaround.
5-0 start is by the board. Peeler got 2.
Yes, sir. Right down the lane.
Yeah, McIntyre.
Good pass.
Look for Coward, and he got 2.
Well, keep your head up, your eyes open. You might find a friend down the floor. And that's what McIntyre did.
Looking for defense. Memphis State stays man. Bunton. Followed by Smith.
Doug Smith.
6 points for John McLaughlin off the bench. Smith, a little
great pass.
Good look.
Yes. The cheap foul.
Anthony Peeler trying to leave it for Smith, and he does.
This is a much more physical team than he had last year, and I think as a result of Bunton's improved play. Smith's always been kind of a tough part of Doug Smith's game that's really weak at free throw shooting. He's only shooting 61% for the year. He made that one.
Bunton. Knocked down from the corner. Coleman off the bench shooting.
Ford will steal.
Quick hands. Good pass. Coward's got 2.
Well, that's the way to run it.
6'9" senior Brad Sutton. Now let's tie it up here if Sutton can convert. 23 all. 5 minutes to go here first half. As he spun with the ball. Here comes Coward. He's got some help. Takes a 3. Follow is tapped in by Coleman.
Good play by Coleman off the bench with 2 baskets.
State back to lead. Now Missouri back up a deuce and make it 3.
The kid got a ticket for that free throw line.
Ford's got them both. 81% free throw.
Nice pass.
Bunton. Pull up.
Well, that's the way you do it. Your 6'10" guy brings.
Pass comes to Sutton. Into Bunton again. Wants it. Got it and a foul. Nathan Bunton coming up big in the final couple of minutes. 14-1. What does that tell you, Larry?
Well, like you said, it's a schizophrenic game. I mean, we got 2
some serious danger here. Getting themselves in a double-digit hole at halftime. They're down, doubled immediately. Ford can't knock home the 3. Loose. Smith for 2. Loose something now at 10. Howard finds McIntyre. He fires.
What a shot. Why wait 35 seconds for that one?
Rebound loose underneath, but they're going to let the half run out. A game that has had a little bit of trouble getting any kind of identity. 4:26 at the half. Right now back to John Saunders. John?
That's a lot, Michael.
Peeler will try. Smith is there. Nice look for McIntyre.
Well, that was an excellent pass. That's one of the reasons.
A little confetti, a little bit of everything there, and he rolls it in. 3rd point for Sutton, who averages. McIntyre breaks clear. Good look for Sutton, and he got the layup.
Well, that's the way to handle the press. I said that
again. Peeler slashes through, and a great look for Sutton.
Well, that's the way you do it. You drive and you did.
Rebound. Coward quickly ahead to Ford. Bullet pass. Peeler.
Good look by Ford. Peeler made the cut. He was
inside. Pinned on the glass. They're going to count it. Give the bucket to Bunton.
Good look at the offense, the way Memphis State runs it. Perry over the top.
And he drains it. Elliot Perry with 11, and Memphis State has got a lead.
Here comes the press again.
Howard. Coleman gets it down. And he's come up big off the bench for Norm Stewart tonight with Anthony Peeler. Tough shot, and he dropped it.
How about your left-handed going to the...
Nathan Bunton, a solid effort here tonight.
Oh, Perry had an easy one.
Let's turn this game into a 7-point lead. And Peeler
not very happy right now.
Six-point game.
And does love to eat fried chicken.
He does love it.
And that's a shooter's bounce.
Still Kentucky. What a bad Celtic.
No, it wasn't a bad Celtic at all. In fact, you were telling me before the game, he and...
Tell you what, Missouri's not much bigger out there right now.
Chance to get Missouri back to 1.
You know, this is the 11th game for Missouri, and Nathan Bunton has been in double figures.
Down with the rebound. Quick outlet, McIntyre. Pull up. No, he looks underneath, and Bunton's got 2.
That's a big play. That's a 4-point turnaround.
65. Chris Berman and Dan Patrick standing by. McIntyre nails the 3.
Oh, what a shot. Where have you been all night?
Near steal, and he got it. McIntyre for 2.
2 big plays by John McIntyre in a space of 10 seconds. Play right here. You're going to see Perry with the ball. Now, this is after he made his 3-point field goal. Good backside stab. Gets the ball to the other end. See, this guy can't jump? Yeah, he can. Look at this. Wham. He did better than Peeler did a few minutes ago.
He sure did.
McLaughlin's the shooter. He was hot in the first half.
Over the top. Smith, it won't go down. It's pulled down by Smith.
It was the play.
It was there. It was right. McLaughlin's out on Peeler. Peeler to the hole, leaves it inside. Smith can't get it down, but he got fouled on the way up by Ernest Smith. The shooter.
Answers the call.
Sure did on that.
Don't miss, make or miss. Now they can go for 2.
If they get it, Smith got it and got fouled again by Perry.
Boy, what a big rebound. Peeler right into the middle of it.
Smith back live, drains it.
Well, now here's the big
average to this point.
That's a big one.
That one. He's got 10. It comes quickly to Gibson. Nobody's got Gibson. McIntyre finally ran at him. Gibson came up short. Stripped. Smith is underneath. Peeler saves it, and it went out of bounds off Munn. With 9.
They come into Memphis and they beat Memphis State. There's a lot of 6.
Gibson comes up firing. Can't hit the 3, and that is kind of the way Cheyenne Gibson's been putting it up all night long. And the Missouri Tigers are now 10-1, and doubtless will hold on to their national ranking. For my partner Larry Conley, I'm Mike Gorman, 71.
Kansas City is on the western edge of Missouri, right on the Kansas border. It's the main battlefield for recruiting wars between the two state universities, whose rivalry was one of the fiercest in all of college basketball.
There's nothing about Missouri and Kansas that like each other.
Well, the Kansas-Missouri rivalry goes beyond basketball.
My God, these people want to kill each other.
Well, I think it goes back to in history. I believe there's some very strong feelings in 2 separate directions.
Land dispute, war, political, there's a lot that goes into that.
During the Civil War, Quantrill's raiders came into Kansas and burned down the town of Lawrence.
We were a battle of the really Union Confederate and people trying to make up their minds which way they wanted to go, and brother against brother.
It was a real blood feud.
You're playing against a program that is absolutely historic. Kansas basically invented the game with Naismith. Here's Fog Allen Fieldhouse. There's always that history there.
Let's just get them and go hard, guys.
Anthony Peeler grew up in Kansas City and cast his lot with the Tigers in 1988.
Every game was just so dramatic. I went into everyone like, let's go here, take their stadium, use their stadium for a couple hours, and then they can have it back.
The students line up outside to get in hours and hours before. We could easily, like all teams do, take the bus to the back door and go in. We parked the bus in the front on Naismith Drive, and there's a long walk to Allen Fieldhouse on the sidewalk that is surrounded and lined up by students. Norm Stewart had us walk right through them, right through them. Tall, chest out, head up, surrounded by students, yelling, yelling, yelling.
He always said he would never spend one nickel in the state of Kansas.
We never stayed in Kansas. I don't even remember having any food.
Anywhere else, stayed in a nice hotel, ate a great meal at a great restaurant. Kansas, in, out.
Somebody had noticed that we had not stayed in Lawrence and asked me. I would say, well, you know, I'm not going to spend any money over there.
Wouldn't spend a nickel, penny.
It started in Nebraska, but grew to outsized proportions in Lawrence. Sit down, Norm.
And the chant, I don't know if you can hear it, sit down, Norm.
Because he'd get up and walk and yell and scream. And these fans would hold these signs up and they're yelling, sit down, Norm. He always had a way of getting the pressure off the players and bringing it on himself.
Norm finished 5-2 as a player versus Kansas, and 33 wins and 41 losses as a coach. But his success would never be defined solely by his leadership on the court.
They'll have Mark Randall, Pekka Markkanen, along with Kevin Pritchard and Jeff Gelder. It's Doug Smith, Nathan Button, Lee Coward, John McIntyre, and Anthony Peeler for Missouri. The official of the last 6. We're ready to go. Markkanen and Doug Smith will go up to start things off. Rick Wolko, veteran official, to put the ball in play. Hope you'll enjoy it wherever you are. Kevin Pritchard, the brilliance. Oh, one apiece in the foul department. No score.
Foul trouble. Good entry pass there. Smith from behind there at 5.1. And when you look at numbers to Missouri's 4.8.
Callaway with the assist as he got the lob into Randall for 2. And Kansas is
center their basket. That's amazing.
Pass and under to Button for 2. Missouri's on the
team, ranking 4th nationally.
They came in with 136 to 293. Back they come. Pritchard to Gellner, driving and scoring. Peeler into Button. And Nathan Button scores it. He has all scoring that one to make it 13-4. Button again. Nathan Button has 6 points.
A double up down in here, but Smith, they go over the top there, and then Button coming from the outside trying to defend on the
Gellner and Brown.
That's been pretty much the pattern for Roy Williams on that first substitution. No matter what's happening, he normally comes in with Maddox for Markkanen after about...
Freeman West, 34, is in for Kansas. In the lane, Lee Coward. Coward with his first field goal.
Made for Kansas this year with 3-point goals.
And that a three-pointer. Coward in again.
Oh, what a move.
Oh, terrific play as Coward banks. Peeler's going to hold up and now drive it to the baseline. Nice play off the glass by Peeler, his first field goal.
This is what the Tigers would...
Can't handle it. Coward got the steal. Turnover. Out to Button. Button. Basket is good. Let's see. It is good. The basket.
Here's Coward after the bad pass. Coward, good hustle to get the ball. The Button takes one big step, goes up. You see the defense slide on him. Button with good concentration. After he took the hit, you still saw it. Jamison playing only a second ball game for the Jayhawks. Became eligible at the semester break.
Button now had by the Tigers. Button from Coward.
Tail into that fast break right here. Pass by Coward as they got the ball off the steal, and Button up on the smash right there.
With the ball right now. Peeler driving against Gellner. Peeler scores.
Put the ball in defense. Got him a little bump. Got the
sophomore from Paseo in Kansas City, Missouri. In the St. Louis Post-Dispatch by their talented writer Jim Thomas about Peeler and his newfound dedication. Foul.
Warren, a 38.5% free throw shooter, has to score any points at Oklahoma State, and that was 2 free throws. He does it here in the first half. Some Jayhawks really stretch your defense because they got the inside game. They've been entering the ball to the post exceptionally well. Then they got the people that can shoot it outside, so it's tough to double down.
Nice continuous effort for the Jayhawks. 6.5 to play. Steal by Peeler. Took it away from Geltner. Off the Smith.
Oh, that'll set the crowd on fire. They might have missed a call out in the middle of the court.
I think you're right.
Only one game now behind Kentucky.
And Peeler hits the free throw. Pritchard has come out in that Jayhawk lineup now. The free throws by Peeler. 93-80 here.
Just saw that young man.
His free throw, of course, won the game at Stillwater. He scored a free throw with 9 seconds remaining. Doug Smith scoring. That breaks the ice for him. Doug Smith in the Memphis State game down in the Cotton Capital earlier this season. Second on the all-time assist list and 17th in the all-time scoring list here. 9 points. Doug Smith, the button. Oh, what a wonderful assist. Smith combined for the steal in front of Coward. Now Coward with a little 15-footer. And it goes down. Thing with Pritchard's quick shot. Taken away by Pritchard. Can they get a shot off? Pritchard puts it up. No, it wouldn't go if it had been through the hoop. And we're at halftime. And the number 1 ranked Jayhawks lead the number 4 Tigers 46-43. Tiger forward Doug Smith. On the week, he hit 23 of 31 field goals, scored 55 points, and pulled down 23 rebounds. He moved into 16th place on Missouri's career scoring list, passing his coach and Smith for Missouri. There they start. Right off the bat, they go to Doug Smith. St. Louis back in December. Good save by McIntyre. Smith with 4 quick points, and the Tigers lead it. Peeler under the button, and the Tigers are getting it done inside now. Button has...
You start looking for the defense.
Peeler!
Peeler, an excellent rebounder.
To that official there. Freund as Howard put it up and got it on the bounce from 3-point range. It's up pretty quickly. Markkanen put it up, wouldn't go, tapped up and in. I don't know whether it was Randall or Callaway. We'll have to see. It was Callaway. And down at the other end, Lee Coward scoring.
Well, that's another thing that Kansas worried about was transition. Missouri getting down the floor quick. They've done a pretty good job of stopping that. But Missouri on kick.
On the man from Finland.
That's right. You'll notice Coward right there. He gets away with a little bit of putting his arm out and warding off the defensive man. Remember that, too, because Markkanen, that's a key foul for him as a strong defensive player inside the post.
Timeout. Missouri leads it.
Take it and then go back door.
Travis Ford in there now, getting it to Button. Button scoring. And Nathan Button has 18 points. 18 minutes to play. Doug Smith. Oh, Smith now has 10 points. He's turned it up a notch here in the second half.
Last team to beat him was Kansas.
That's right.
88.
There's a turnover going the other way as Button took it away. 13 turnover.
He holds up, just a little hesitation, and then is not able to get there defensively. The little ball fake by Smith creates the opening.
This is when he has the opportunity. Here's Coward. Coward scoring. And he's fouled.
Watch him right here. Is the official cutting in front of her camera, and he gets the advantage. Kansas not there to support this time. Comes too late. Gets it up off the glass. Good concentration, and goes to the line.
Number 6. Brown comes out. Jamison is back in for Kansas. And now we've got a timeout. Missouri 65, Kansas 59, 11:46 remaining in regulation time here in Columbia, Missouri. Brown with a popper. 3-pointer. Brown has half a dozen.
2-point goals, so you know what area he's going to shoot from.
High school All-American. Smith.
Boy, the Tigers do an excellent job right here.
Good ball movement. There's Brown again. A 3-pointer. That's 2.
Jordan's done
Jamison underneath. And it is put up down there by Randall. It wouldn't go. Here is Ford for Missouri. Ford to Warren. And it goes, and he's fouled. The freshman, Warren.
Found himself. They had men matched up with a good crossover behind the back dribble, penetrates, and then hits the man coming in from the wing right here. And Warren gets it down for 2.
That's the favoring KU as Peeler hits the free throw. Regulation time. Peeler hitting the 2 free throws. 16 for Peeler.
Dribble down and then get it, but he took it off one dribble and in.
Jordan with a fine pass to Randall, who now has 16 points. And the Mizzou 14 for Doug Smith. Timeout. Missouri leads it 73-67. Geldner from Jordan. Geldner has 14. And Kansas, and a steal by Bunton. Off to Smith, over to Coward, back to Bunton, scores and is fouled.
Good job. The key play was by Smith. Out of control, wasn't going to be able to handle it himself. Instead of trying to do it himself, he flipped it off to the wingman. Watch what happens. He's out of control, reaching low, doesn't have his feet under him, gives it over to Coward, and then back. There's a Bunton trailing the play. Good act.
Bunton takes it, and it goes.
Well, he's been tough.
Bunton with Williams.
Let's watch. He slips. McIntyre, and he reaches out and slaps his leg, and Stanley Reynolds underneath. Will teach the kid to recognize what the defense gives. But that time there's a slip. He goes down, and right away he takes the ball to the basket. Comes away shaking his head, the fact that he didn't knock 2 down. The key here is they're taking a chance on a lane violation.
The left-hander hits it. Peeler. Right now, basketball's on his mind. 18 points for Peeler. Missouri by 5. Ford to Smith. Oh, fine play. 17 points for Doug Smith. Missouri. Peeler has 19. 84-77, Missouri. Pritchard over 4. Oh, is he some kind of tough?
I thought he might have forced that shot, but that.
Pritchard has 12 points.
Kansas picks up full court.
84-80. There's Pritchard with the jumper. Rebound, Bunton. Peeler taking it in, heavy traffic, got it!
Good penetration. Kansas just a little sleep on the helping defense.
Geldner under, Markkanen. Timeout, Kansas. Gets it to Peeler. Off to Bunton. Bunton, it wouldn't go, tapped in by Doug Smith.
Boy, good defensive play with the block, and then Smith really doing a great job. Markkanen with 4 fouls. Let's see if they're looking for Jameson maybe to catch him.
Peeler gets it down. Doug Smith with the dunk.
Well, the Jayhawks came with the press to not protect the back end, and they got the big
start since the 35-36 season. Big jumper. Won't go for Pritchard. Rebound, Peeler. Peeler up to McIntyre. Down to Doug Smith.
Should cap her off right there. Oh, good pass by Geldner.
And Randall for a 3 won't go. Peeler gets the rebound, foul on Jamison. And listen to this crowd. Number 2, Georgetown at Connecticut. Peeler is 12 for 12 at the line. Make it 13 for 13. 8 seconds remaining. And the Tigers are going to keep their streak going and knock off the number 1 Jayhawks after a remarkable battle.
It's so important for Missouri to win because of being on the home court. You lose one here in the home court, the Kansas puts you in trouble as far as the conference race. So they've done their job. I don't think a lot of people did.
McIntyre for Coward.
Got him open.
Oh, man. Smith takes it back out.
He loves this, just dribbling it.
And it's over. (95-87). Norm Stewart and Roy Williams shake hands. Norm's birthday present, the victory for the Tigers. For Gary Thompson, Jay Randolph saying good afternoon from Columbia, Missouri. The Tigers have done it. This has been a copyrighted presentation of Raycom Sports and Entertainment. To a freshman, this guy out of Morrisville, PA, and Rutgers with a 2-point lead, 1:09 in. 7-3 Rutgers. McIntyre tries to take 3 off of that. He does. Johnny Mack, he's a 40% shooter, and it's 13.
Missouri stays in that man-to-man.
Nothing but net for Keith Hughes. Nearing 400 assists in his career. He has started in the last 4 games, prospering from being back in the starting lineup, averaging 16 points and 5 boards. Pretty good rebounding for a 6'1 guard. There's a tip away by Smith. Peeler running around Lumpkin with the slam and a foul.
Bob, we saw Anthony Peeler open the game with a 3-point shot. There's Doug Smith with real good defense. Now watch Peeler's speed with the basketball. Just blows by Lumpkin. This is a guy who just made a 3-pointer, now comes down with a full court dunk. And this kid's only a sophomore.
You had to remind some Big 8 coaches, didn't you? They are. The foul was on 32, Darryl Smith. There's Darryl, who just came in.
Stay in front of the big guys down inside.
There's a 3 from the right corner. The southpaw Peeler was Darryl Smith. Here come the Tigers. Coward down the middle, men on the wings, and to the hoop is Smith, but he traveled.
Smith's not very happy. Duncan comes in with the reputation as a big-time guard, and he's shown it so far.
Button, baseline right, and Peeler is on his way to a big night with the... Smith from the free throw line couldn't hit it. McIntyre with the loose ball and the shot. John McIntyre with 5. A dangerous out
against Smith.
McIntyre, and that's a 3. Bunton kicked the ball back outside, and John McIntyre has 8 points.
Bob, when you're playing a team like Choose isn't used to playing against guys who are going to stand out there and poke that 3-pointer.
There's another one from Lee Coward.
I'll tell you what, let's just forget playing ball movement by Rutgers.
Travis Ford in the game for Mizzou, number 5 at the point. Right wing shot, and that's a 3 for Peeler. He has 14, scoring it better than a point all time. 8 years ago, Norm Stewart at the helm of the Tigers, and they would go on to be number 1. Ricky Frazier with a wing jumper against the Jayhawks of Kansas. He was 8 for 8. The bench of the Hawks setting a play down by 1 late, and Kansas would go on the offensive. They would experience some fumble and bumble. John Sundvold would knock it away. Steve Stepanovich would finally pick up the loose ball. And Missouri would go on to win, not letting Kansas even take the final shot. Norm Stewart with congratulations to his team on their way to their only number 1 ranking as they beat Kansas, their only number 1 ranking.
With Doug Smith out of the ball game, you can see Rutgers changing the zone a little bit, trying to cover that perimeter shot. Not well enough right there, Mac.
On the set play out of the timeout. Ford. And kind of a shuffle by Sutton and a foul. What a shot that was by Brad Sutton.
Get off on the fast break. Ford does a nice job forcing the defense down to the baseline to pick him up. McGinnis, if he's going to get the hoop and a chance for 3.
The guy who's a pretty good shooter but doesn't get a chance to score much.
Basket. Nathan Bunton's going to have to get out there and
inside Smith around Everson, and now he's on the scoreboard. Well, have gone cold from the line.
Smith has had a tough night inside all night. Here he senses that there's a place on the baseline for him. That fake drives Lumpkin away, cuts to the basket. Doug Smith, that was his first 2 of the game.
He guards me, I'll take the 3. Missing, Smith keeps it alive, and he guns again. McIntyre with 14 in the first half. 6% from that range, leading the Knights, but his first points of the evening. Here's Coward trying to match it. Lee Coward has 8 with a couple of threes, and it's 44 all. And now 4 out of 9. Button with his 3rd point of the night.
That it creates situations where your guys inside can get good position. Bunton did, got...
Nathan Button has 5 tonight, all from the line. Smith gets the lob pass, back out to Coward, penetration, McIntyre! Tigers by 3, 5 seconds left, Duncan with it. Too strong and over the glass with time expiring in a scintillating first half here in Columbia. The Tigers get a huge first half from John McIntyre with 16, Anthony Peeler with 14, most of them early, but the Scarlet Knights are half from the home of the #1 Tigers.
That's right, Bob. Broke this try
for Peeler. There's Smith. Doug Smith, so the 2 worst things that can happen. Either right wing, Coward, baseline right. What's a 6'1" guy doing open down there?
Well, what he's doing down there is the 2 zone, and then they're sort of matching up against Missouri.
McIntyre open on the inbounds play for a 2.
To stay inside.
And then on the ensuing inbounds play, Nathan Button open down deep. Peeler and Coward playing catch on the right side. Peeler got his man off the floor. Coward for 3. And Lee Coward has... That was a 2. We'll correct it. His first field goal of the night. Peeler got a man down. And he hits from the right side. Anthony Peeler with 16.
He made that look awfully easy.
Here come the Tigers. McIntyre to the glass. And he didn't use the glass, but Smith is there for the follow.
Really turned to the basket. Zone doing a nice job. There's Coward for 3. He's got it.
Lee Coward with 16. Coward, finger roll, and the follow. And there's goaltending on Perry. All right, Dan, we look forward to your reports later tonight. Dan with Chris Myers and TJ.
They're pointing and talking to one another, which is what you have to do when you're going to play that kind of a game.
Smith with the slam on the alley-oop. The other Smith, Darrow had... Howard and McIntyre. Mac open down deep, and he snuck it over the iron.
Great catching.
Too strong from Coward, keeping it alive. Button, and he sneaks it in. Nathan. Baseline left, and Carter equalizes this one. His 4th points of the night, and it's 75 play. Now you can let the trainer as they continue to look at Earl Duncan.
Well, if you're Earl Duncan, you do not want to come out of this basketball game.
McIntyre down the court. 3-on-3, he'll pull up for the jumper.
Nice job by McIntyre to get control of the basketball with the jury. Every time down, it's been Hughes or Duncan, so it's a good idea to make sure those guys are covered up.
Peeler for 3. 21.
Peeler has stepped forward once again. Peeler has done a great job from beyond the 3-point line, wide open, just drills that baby. He's got 21. He's having a tremendous basketball game.
And he can beat you in so many games. Inside 15.
Peeler's alone.
Not for long. McIntyre with a man in his face. 25. 1:30 remaining. And Duncan answers. 28 for Earl Duncan. Tigers lead it by 3. Peeler, Ford kicks it inside for Smith. Great assist by Travis Ford.
Come into #1 on their home.
Knights come away with it, down by 3. 15 seconds remaining. Hughes wants to tie it, but it's going to be an air ball.
He has. Rutgers goes down and scores. Missouri doesn't have to take the ball out of bounds. That's the game right there.
Tigers will be playing matador defense here in a moment. Ford with his only 2 points of the night. Clock running. Duncan for 3. Short. And the game is over. Missouri 89, Rutgers 84, but what a great effort by the Knights on the road in Columbia.
It's something, Bob, that we certainly didn't expect. The Scarlet Knights doing a tremendous job. You mentioned they're down 2 of their regular players and still able to come in on the home court of the #1 team in the country.
And Bonner, Bob Carpenter from Columbia, back to Chris Fowler.
The #1 team in the nation, the Missouri Tigers, in the Big 8, taking their show on the road where Anthony Peeler is sky high for the Tigers' next obstacle.
All right, John, thank you very much, and welcome to Manhattan, where the Cats have been very tough to beat at home this year. They've knocked off Oklahoma, but for the Tigers, #1, nothing new to Missouri. In January of '82, the Tigers celebrated their position as #1 with then juniors Steve Stepanovich and John Sundvold leading the way. Sundvold, #3 in scoring, #2 in assists all-time at Mizzou. Stepanovich, #2 in scoring and the #1 rebounder ever. Now a new era of Tiger basketball with Anthony Peeler joining Norm Stewart. The sophomore Peeler, one of the most exciting players in the game, teaming with junior Doug Smith, and they make the Tigers go in the 90s. Ask anyone who's #1, they all agree, it's Missouri. Is anybody playing better than he is right now?
There aren't many players around playing much better. A combination of finesse and ferocity. He's got a great scoring touch, but he can be mean and very, very tough. Look at his average in Big 8 conference play, and I'll give you some...
The road blacks worn by the Tigers, and Doug Smith in the air. Rediger got the tip on it.
Going to go look inside. Look for Button, look for Smith.
Peeler, right wing, looking for a 3. Nothing but net for the man who's averaging 19.
I said look.
2. And Coward misses. Bunton with the follow.
That's the one thing Missouri will do to them tonight. I've ever seen it.
Coward, and that's a 3 from outside. There's a bad pass. Delaware looking inside for Rediger, kind of uncertain about it. And McIntyre goes coast to coast.
You know, all of a sudden you... Moves left on the dribble. Over, now triggers the jumper up. No good. Hit by Master. It's good! It's good! It's good! Master picks it in with no time on the clock. Kansas State wins.
For the Cats, it would be their second straight win at home over the Tigers. And Ford out on top for Missouri. Bunton with a jumper over Massa.
Hey, that's a pretty good move. As you bet, Wires is going to pick it up on Peeler. Great pass. Oh, what a pass by Peeler.
To McIntyre. First time.
They're still looking to the inside. Missouri still wants to go inside. Peeler shooting from the outside.
And he shuts down the crowd with his second 3 of the night.
Every time.
Here's Smith backing in. No way to stop that.
Now that's the Doug Smith powered and help a little bit on the inside. Once the pass goes away, filter back in. Great shot by Ford.
Travis Ford might tighten up that out. Doug Smith now. Missouri, ironically. There's Ford again. Another 3 drilled by him, and those are NBA 3s that he's drilling. It was just bad to time per se.
You know, with all the great players they've had, it's amazing to understand or know that he's a number 2.
Button got the better of it. Nathan with 3 boards last year as a reserve. This year, 16 and 10 rebounds a game. Howard down deep for Peeler and a foul.
Oh, what a great backdoor cut. What good recognition by...
Anthony Peeler with 9 points now. He's the 3-point sniper is in for Missouri.
Button's going to screen for him. McIntyre, good kick to the corner.
Smith got it away, but couldn't get it to drop. And the smoke will clear after 20 minutes of play with Missouri on top. But Left side, McIntyre. McIntyre's open. Great pass. Underneath to Peeler, who's into double figures. And he went and bought it. Now he walks around with a cow on his hat. There's Button missing one, but it went through to McIntyre. Nathan Button got it back, and he muscles his way to a basket. 8 points for. He did a 180 and left him nowhere. Doug Only is key in the Maui Classic when they went over to Florida and picked up 3 wins. There's Powers. Oh, big three. Big three. That's a huge three because they were really 20 out of 20 from the line to Columbia.
You know what's interesting about that? That was the most points scored by a Missouri player on an opposing floor in the history of the school.
2. And Lance Simmons reached in to almost steal it. Doug Smith forces it in. Tough shot. So far, they've not been able to do it. Well, that's the way Oklahoma felt that night. Consecutively. Doug Smith has 8 points now.
A great touch. I don't overemphasize the importance of one basket, but this one could be very big.
Barkers. Peeler. Bunton. He missed the easy one, but Smith with the follow.
Oh, that was a great tip in by Doug Smith.
State. Here's Henson for 3. They lead. Steve Henson, where have you been? He has 9.
Rather number 2 overall, but they are number 1 in the Big 8. Kansas the other way around. 6 times for 6 weeks these teams have held the number 1 ranking, but it's just the first.
The Missouri Tigers rank number 2 in the nation with a record of 22-2. They won the first meeting against Kansas 95-87. But now they must make that long trek down I-70 and take on the top-ranked Kansas Jayhawks in Lawrence. Hello, America, and welcome to the biggest basketball game of 1990 so far. Already this year, we've taken you from Carolina to California, from Freedom Hall in Louisville to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and Garden Hill Arena. But tonight, we are in the heartland of America. We are in Lawrence, Kansas, in famed old Allen Fieldhouse. Folks, this is war. It is Rock Chalk Jayhawk is the chant. It is number 1 against number 2.
Great play of Mr. Peeler and Mr. Doug Smith. The tremendous athletic ability of Missouri. They are unbelievably explosive. It'll be an unbelievable show. I'll tell you something. It's going to be a great, great matchup.
Larry Conley joins us on. Set to tip it off. Tap will go to Missouri, and Peeler immediately with the
underrated player, Coward, the point guard, their leader.
Peeler strong to the hoop, and somebody has broken the scoring ice.
Hey, Ron, you picked up his dribble. That's a no-no. One-on-one, he's sensational. He's
Peeler on the spin, kisses it off the glass.
He's awesome. Ask Johnny, number 1 in the nation in ranking.
Button puts it on the floor. Nice dish to Smith all alone.
What a great inside play. Button with the head. He would have wore a Kansas uniform had Larry Brown stayed here at Kansas.
Gets
the first one to go down. And on the road, maybe more than at home, because he gets a great joy out of quieting down a home crowd.
I'll tell you, he was very relaxed. Look at that ball movement. Nothing like ball movement. Great reversal, ball movement, and the Jayhawk fan as a three-point specialist out of junior college.
Smith inside to Button. Nice look.
What great high-low execution. That's what we bench.
Inside, great give, and the easy hoop by Coward.
Little simple out the ball.
Missed 3 games earlier this year because of a cracked rib, but now is coming on as Brown again.
They want him to shoot the rock, Ron.
Too many passes.
Bad pass.
And McIntyre will get the free
one.
one.
Look at the legs on this guy. McIntyre. Little slam jam bam. Search 2 complimentary players.
Smith almost is stripped, winds up back with the basketball and knocks it down as he headed for 44 tonight. Smith again, all of a sudden 6 points.
That's what makes him so special, Ron.
4-point student also. You don't have to worry about looking at his grades. Turnaround jumper and it's there.
They get the ball down in deep.
Authority is stripped from the basketball this time as he tries to drive. Ford to Coward.
Howard gets the deuce, but what an excellent decision in the penalty.
Missouri.
Pass opposite. Great execution.
Button with the deuce.
Didn't bother them at all. Well coached matchup.
Warren, who was checked into the ball game, handles.
Howard must have heard me. He said, wait a minute now. I'm going to shoot the tray, and he hits the big three-pointer.
Warren, another
Smith and Peeler.
Brown. Any further out, he buys a ticket.
Well,
and now Norm Stewart just hopped up and hollered down at Roy Williams with a smile and said, okay.
Kansas behind the defensive player.
Peeler just inside the three-point line, buries it. That's 8 points for him.
He has them down to the baseline because they're susceptible to the layup in the baseline play.
Button. Boy, that's a great assist from the freshman Jeff Warren.
Against the trap. Oh, he loves this. He wants to put showtime right here.
And Missouri takes the lead with 2 minutes left in this
night shooting the ball, Callaway.
McIntyre has to hustle to retrieve it, just pulls up and buries the three. If he doesn't fumble the ball, he takes it up for 2.
That's what he did on a high school level. He was dynamite. He was a show. So often we jinx the kids when we talk about how good they are in a line.
So it is halftime here in Lawrence, Kansas. Roy Williams still talking to Jim Bain, saying, I think he got Mr. Pritchard on the arm as he took it to the hoop. And Jim's just standing there saying, it's halftime, Coach. And Missouri on top 39-37. Any surprises?
Well, not really. I think it's exactly the way I expected. Feeling each other out in the first half.
John Saunders, nobody has been disappointed. We're going to catch our breath. Let's go back to you for a bit. Okay, Ron and Dick. An earlier recruiting battle. This one was for Anthony Peeler. Chris Fowler has the story.
The high school class of '88, the most talented in 10 years. A group destined for greatness. Mourning, Owens, Jackson, Kemp, Roberts, McLean. And joining them at the Dapper Dan All-Star Game, a relatively unheralded guard from Kansas City named Anthony Peeler with something to prove.
I really feel like I wasn't really a part of the team when I first got there. It was really, all the media was on the East guys, the Mornings and the Owens. So when they called my name out for the Dapper Dan game, Anthony Peeler to Missouri, the crowd didn't even really know where Missouri was. So I really feel like I had to come out and play hard.
And he did, scoring 19 points, including 6 dunks as MVP of the West team. It gave him confidence he could play with anyone as he headed for Columbia. Peeler was a huge recruit for Missouri for 2 reasons. One, because his second choice was arch-rival Kansas. He said no thanks to the Jayhawks because he wasn't sure how long Larry Brown was going to stick around. And 2, because Missouri teams in recent years had been built around out-of-state recruits, and Peeler's signing signaled a rebirth of in-state recruiting for the Tigers.
The other player wants to play with Anthony, and he wants to be able to get the same kind of I guess, glory back in Kansas City that Anthony's had. But not only has Anthony helped us in Kansas City, but all over the state. You know, he's just a state hero, not just a hero for Kansas City.
As a sophomore, Peeler's become the star of a team stocked with talent. He's a walking highlight reel whose airborne antics sometimes compare with Michael Jordan. And since he's learned to play under more control, Peeler's earned a leadership role among players a couple years older.
Without a doubt, I have confidence in him, and the crucial now, we've been going to him down the stretch, and he's been taking it on his own and going to the bucket on his own, and that's one of the things that, you know, get us out of big games.
He has the potential to be up there with Danny Manning, Derek Chivas, and Wayman Tisdale. Those are the three names you think about when you think about the Big 8 Conference.
Peeler would also like to be mentioned with Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders as two sports stars. He's a gifted pitcher, a lefty with 90-mile-per-hour heat, who says he likes baseball more than hoops, even though he hasn't played since American Legion ball.
One day I went down from high school and met the Texas Rangers coach and just pitched one day for him, and they drafted me like in the 9th round. And it really made me think a lot.
Peeler vows he'll give college baseball a try before leaving MU. But it's basketball that he wants to make his career, and he's already looking ahead.
Me and the guys talk about it a lot, talking about the NBA, and when we see guys in the NBA like the Trent Tuckers and all the guys with the 11 years and 9 years, Lee and myself be talking about it's really our turn to be up there in the league. But really, we just really worry about college right now, but it's always lingering over our head.
Anthony Peeler averages close to 19 points a game as a sophomore. In the first half of this game, he has 10 points, second leading scorer on Missouri.
Very difficult to defend that with Button and Smith. Peeler on the cut, catches it off the glass, and he starts off the second half the same way he played in the first half. 2-on-2, Callaway. Randall on the follow.
Tremendous play with Randall with the off blow. Also blow open if he hits a deuce here.
Callaway not
Look
there.
at
Randall on the follow. Markkanen.
What tenacity inside, but they come up empty. 4 attempts on a glass. McIntyre flared. He ran a flare move. He
misses them both. McIntyre deep in the corner, moves out behind the three-point line in Kansas.
What an intelligent play.
Ball taken away by Peeler.
Give it up and get it back.
Ford.
What a nice play. Could have given it up a little bit earlier. Oh, this is going to go down to the finish.
Peeler with the left-handed dribble, backs it over Callaway, kisses it off the glass.
Hey, we're seeing a young Michael Jordan. Take that to the bank. In 2 years, this kid's going to be awesome.
Maddox misses Randall on the follow.
Randall. Right on. The #1 senior in terms of the NBA draft. He's from out of Detroit as well. I think Button has really concentrated a lot more this year, and that's why what a job Heathcote's done, and what a backcourt with Mans and Steve Smith.
Steve Smith, I was anxious to see him last night as I watched your ball game. Michigan State, everybody I talked to said sleeper. They're not a sleeper.
Can't let them swing it side to side.
McIntyre comes away with a steal. Callaway works against him, and he sends him into the standard. Missouri coaching staff up, and they want an intentional foul. For the moment, lost their poise a bit.
They really have. They're not playing the kind of offensive basketball.
Also bothered a little bit for the fact that Missouri is playing extremely physical inside, and they're not getting that many calls from the officials inside. Warren on the follow, reverses the turnaround and gets it.
What a contributor. Warren's doing a solid job.
8-point game. We're about to hit the 11-minute mark. Peeler, left-handed, knocks it down from 51. #1 Kansas, 51. Puts the pressure on, and a poor job by Kansas and a great job by Missouri.
Unbelievable, Montana.
KU scores here. It'll erupt.
There it is.
Maddox.
Getting too much inside. I don't want to harp on it, but since Smith came on the floor, they're able to...
Missouri with 7:02 left. Just really concerns him about Missouri is the great athleticism.
They have great athletes, there's no doubt about it. You look at the free throw shooting. Second half, a disaster.
Boy, it could...
Drooling in his last performance. Today in the second half, he's been a mystery man. He's been away.
Back outside, cross court, Callaway all alone.
Wide open. Good screen by Madison. He'll break a defense down.
Callaway.
He feels it right now. Good high percentage wing jump shot.
Tied at 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
I'd get a TO, baby. Get a timeout, Norman.
This is an 11-1 run by the Kansas.
Woo! On the defensive end.
Jump shot, not there. Tip inside and the follow.
Anthony Peeler,
who has at the line tonight.
Really hasn't had the big game. A lot of people, though, all year long. He's been a dominant force.
Knocks them both down. Let's go to Larry Conley.
You know, Dick, you and I...
Kansas 24-1.
Oh, what a pass.
With the dish. That's
scored a basket.
Scored for Maddox.
Great pass by... There's the big free throws.
Up 16, 81%. KU 6 of 13, and just as we say it, we jinx it. On the floor, Tigers get it back.
They come up with the loose ball. Oh, they missed him. Should have had it a little earlier.
Button.
Still got away with it. Button with the slash to the goal. Kept us created off the...
They get the one free throw into the easy hoop. Brown tries to cover up some extra ground. Can't get it.
No one rotated back. Disciple.
Pritchard for three.
Oh, doesn't get the bounce. Dean Smith's a master at the end of the... They got to lock him up here.
Oh, nice backdoor cut. Misses the jam, but Maddox fouls it.
They want the intentional foul. The Mizzou.
Smith continues
during the NCAA. Last year they made a strong run until they were beaten by Syracuse 83-80 before Syracuse then ultimately lost to Illinois. Three on that perimeter. Pritchard's one guy, even though he's not shooting well, you like him to shoot it. Yes, sir! You like him to shoot it!
2-point game.
He's a clutch
timeout on the floor. 73-71. 67 seconds.
You don't want him there. Like automatic. He's a diver. This free throw, you got to think about inside, outside, and the one guy on the perimeter, it's got to be Mr. Pritchard. On the inside, you got to think of Randall. He's automatic. Great stroke.
You know, so many times we talk about kids with Callaway for three, not there. Geldner tips the ball, and Missouri.
Oh, he missed the big one.
But Missouri comes back with Peeler tonight, 20 points, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, has 6 rebounds and 6 assists.
You break down also specialization, free throw shooting, and that's been the difference here. It's just like your special teams in football. You have the last year, Seton Hall doesn't win their league, Michigan's third in their league, and they win the national championship.
Pritchard won't go. Clock down to 1, and that will do it.
It's celebration time in Columbia, Missouri. Get ready, party time as they go back home. Hey, Ron, it's been a thrill and a pleasure working with you. It's my first time with you, and you're really everything everybody said. Just a great guy to work with.
Thanks, partner. I have enjoyed it an extreme amount. 77-71. And Dick, not to harp on it, but the one number that Roy Williams is going to look at, and I don't want to take anything away from this great Missouri team, but 53% at the free throw line, that's not going to win against very many people.
Unbelievable. I got a
be a very, very happy man. Your club was very poised, confident, relaxed down the stretch.
Well, you know what, when you have a good ball club, you're a little more relaxed. I think it tends to relax them a little bit. But this group, they've been a great group. They came in here and they wanted to win the ball game. Because a lot of people said they couldn't. You know, and that's a pretty good challenge. Great group of youngsters. Did some things that we can improve on. That's what we've been trying to do all year, Larry. But we're happy.
You think your basketball team's a little bit of an extension of your personality right now?
Oh, I don't have any idea about that stuff. All I know is it's been a tremendous group all year long. They've made it fun for me, and I'm just sitting there trying to help them a little bit.
You hung in really tough when they came back. Kansas made a real run at you, and your guys just buckled down and got back and started playing defense.
They made a heck of a run, man, and we have 10 points. Come back to 6. We can't get any movement. And they really after us defensively. But then we finally got some movement, and we're a little more patient, got the ball inside.
You had a little difficulty in that run that Kansas had getting the ball inside because they seem to get a lot of passes stolen in there.
Well, we're standing there. It's hard to stand when somebody's pressing you. Then we started moving again. I thought Travis Ford, everybody came in the ball game and gave us a little leadership. That's pretty good for a freshman.
Not bad. Norm, congratulations to you. You've beaten Kansas twice.
Thank you, Larry.
Okay. Ron, Dick.
Williams now 0-4 against the Missouri Tigers.
score at halftime is now a 7-point Missouri lead. The Tigers thought they had an 8-point lead, but the final shot of the half by Lee Coward was ruled a 3 and scored as a 3, but another official looked at his feet, saw they were on the line. So it was a 2-point shot. As both teams are back on the floor, Coach zone after Missouri had opened up a 19-5 lead, a 14-point lead. Powering down low is Smith. You see his value. Peeler puts it up. And the rebound kicked down low. Peeler gets it. It goes. He goes to the line. 48-game Missouri. It was interesting what he said to you, Al, that he was definitely going to stay in school for senior year.
That's what they busted out.
Missouri 0 for 6 from the line so far this half. Finally, they hit one to the Tigers, and they take... And in the Show Me State, they think that Oklahoma just showed them a travel. McIntyre down low to Bunton. Another foul call. And it goes, and Missouri takes the lead.
What a nice move.
Travis Ford on the run at 5'10". Skeeter Henry defends him, and Travis Ford takes it the distance.
Oklahoma beat him down the court, full court transition.
Doug Smith back from a much bigger game. His wife was threatened by a serious illness. Underwent cancer surgery a year ago and is in perfect health now.
Like that happens. This goes back to an amateur sport when that happens.
Jeff Warren, he has to sit down. Backline player who has really kept 6-point advantage with 12:06 to play.
Johnny Mack got the 5th position on this team in the preseason and never let... What? Well, we didn't finish up on that.
There it is now, Aldridge.
Don't forget, Jackie Jones at the top there is 6'8", playing in front of the zone.
Senior Nathan Bunton with a good move. Now he and the official scorer. Coleman back up. Jamal Coleman. Jeff Warren working hard. The freshman bangs inside. It all with 8:28 to go, and Norm Stewart wants to...
Is he different, though? Because he's much more calm on court.
Get it into Smith's hands or Peeler. This is the guy you want. There it is.
Great look by Peeler. Doug Smith gives the Tigers a 2-point lead.
Always remember, teams have...
Mizzou on top, or near the top all season long, held the #1 rating.
18 seconds.
So after a couple of lead changes earlier, and Smith picks up the ball, goes to Bunton to McIntyre. It'll be 3 if it goes.
Zone against zone.
Jones with a 3-point shot. Now has 12. Doug Smith scores, and he was fouled.
Don big alley-oop along the base. You talk about big brother. You talk about an All-American. Never mind potential. Mr. Inside for the Tigers. Give a little nod on that, obviously, camp up in Chicago.
Doug Smith with 17 points and 10. Now the Sooners come down the floor with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to play.
Oh, we are tied.
Jackie Jones at 6'8".
Shut you off the line.
Change your luck, huh?
You always do that.
Well, it's a 1-point Tiger lead with 4. Missouri in the lead. Oklahoma looking to get it back. Recovery of 3. And the Sooners take a 2-point lead. If there's any Sooner fans here, Al, they're dressed in yellow. There's not much red in this building.
Billy Tubbs says there's 40 of us taking on 14,000. Try to force it inside.
Travis Ford, the freshman, answers the call. He's... Some years ago, of a heart attack playing in a pickup basketball game in Detroit. 45 to go. Nathan Bunton's mom is here at courtside. Some of his family. As Smith goes to the basket. Breaks the tie. 87-85, Missouri Tigers in the lead.
It was close. He called the time.
Thank you, Marv. As inbounds, Smokey recovery.
There's the high-low pivot positions.
That is Ford. Hits for 2, and he not 89.
And more so. They take a point lead.
Jones comes right back.
Beautiful block that time by Patterson.
So they shut off the shot clock.
They fell asleep. They fell asleep, Don. Playing man-to-man, they fell asleep on the inbound. You're never supposed to play man-to-man inbound, but they fell asleep.
Doug Smith on the game, on the bench much of the game with foul trouble, has now scored 18 points in the second half, 23 for the game. A 2-point Missouri lead with 40 seconds to go. Waiting for the shot. Will they go for 2 to tie or 3 to win it? Here's Jones. It doesn't go. Rebound tapped over, and Skeeter Henry will inbound the ball as he saved it for Oklahoma. Damon Patterson.
They want the ball in McCovery's hands. We're down to 10. And Oklahoma will take.
We come down to the stretch run. Maybe we'll go to overtime. Oklahoma down by 2. 8 seconds. You see the game clock ticking down. Here goes Skeeter Henry. He's up. It doesn't go. Back up. It goes. Missouri holds on to win. The Tigers, in a thriller, record their 30th straight victory at home. Our thanks to NBC statistician Kenny Albert. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Terry O'Neill. Coordinating producer John Filippelli. Today's game was produced by Tommy Roy and directed by John Gonzalez. Technical director Lenny Stucker. What an ending for Coach Al McGuire and Ed Randall. This is Don Crickey signing off and sending you to boxing, where today Missouri with a big lead, then losing it, comes back to win as Oklahoma misses at the buzzer.
Game in the Southeast Regional here. The Missouri Tigers at 26-5. They were 12-2 in their conference, but they lost 3 of their last 4, including their last 2 ball games, and they hope to break out of that slump. Northern Iowa 22-8. They were picked to win.
For the Panthers at forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Maywood, Illinois, number 32, Cedric McCullough. Starting at forward for the Tigers, a 6'5" senior from Detroit, Michigan, number 23, John McIntyre. At forward for the Panthers, a 6'8" senior from Nashua, Iowa, number 50, Steve Fife. At forward for the Tigers, a 6'10" junior from Detroit, Michigan, number 34, Doug Smith. Starting at center for Northern Iowa, a 6'8" senior from Des Moines, Iowa, number 00, Jason Reese. Starting at center for Missouri, a 6'9" senior from Detroit, number 22, Nathan Bunton. Starting at guard for the Panthers, a 6'2" sophomore from Venice, Illinois, number 11, Dale Turner. At guard for Missouri, a 6'1" senior from Detroit, Michigan, number 4, Lee Coward. At guard for the Panthers, a 6'5" junior from Davenport, Iowa, number 44, Troy Mullenberg. At guard for Missouri, a 6'4" sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri, number 44, Anthony Peeler. The head coach of Northern Iowa in his 4th season, Mr. Eldon Miller. And the head coach of Missouri in his 23rd year, Norm Stewart.
Iowa against Doug Smith, the 6'10" junior out of Detroit for Missouri. A lot of Detroit players on Norm Stewart's club. It's been a fertile recruiting ground.
The Panthers of Northern Iowa start in the man-to-man.
Smith right away to the bucket, and it's 2-0 Missouri.
So much for the scouting report. 17 points and about 6 rebounds and 6 assists a ball game. That's a heck of a year.
Dale Turner for 3, and Northern Iowa leads 5-2.
But that's one way. If your shots aren't going from the outside, you may want to try some penetration.
Peeler at the line, 77% free throw shooter.
Over about a 7-game period.
Well, he had an 8-game stretch where he only averaged 7 points and shot 33% from the floor. They thought maybe he broke out of it in the last half of his final game. Offensive rebound, the follow counts, and the foul. Button did a good job.
And now watch Button. Well, you're going to pick it up here. Button has the ball. He's not blocked out on the free throw. But right before that replay, you get the foul, but you get the pain that accompanies it.
Button completes the three-point play. Missouri pulls to within.
Good thing he doesn't have to play in old arenas where the ceiling's low.
Button with a power move inside.
And that was against Reese. They're going right at Button when Reese is matched up against him. Eldon Miller up off the...
Half points a game and nearly 10 rebounds a game. Long-range shot buried by Brad Hill, who is up.
Point really care about who wins this game, and usually that means they start siding with the underdog. Hill hits another one.
Hill 2 for 2 from downtown, a 31% three-point shooter on the year, and it's 17-8. The problems he has right now is not mellow.
He's a little more mellow, but he's no Job over there.
Fox says, I'll try it. He shot 5 long-range shots. That was a 2. He had his foot on the line, but it was as long as a 3, lacking an inch. Missouri wants it. Would swear Missouri was in the purple jersey. Long range by Maurice Newby.
You sit on the bench, everybody else is doing it. Go in the game and let it go.
Northern Iowa shoots 39.8% from three-point range.
Wide open on those three-point shots.
Peeler leans into one way short on the second shot. Smith, great tip and a great offensive rebound.
Once they start batting it around up there, it's much to the advantage of Missouri. Sets itself in good rebounding position. Unless you move that defense around, the defense stays in good rebounding position. So with Missouri coming down and shooting the ball so quickly, they're never moving Northern Iowa.
Two-man game. He'll take a 3 with that big arc, and he got the roll.
When you have an arc, that's why coaches tell you you're supposed to put arc on the ball, because the higher the arc, the better. He figured that he better go over there and sit down, but he's not going to.
Smith has been the Missouri offense, along with Bunt.
Oh, great defense. Great defense, but here Northern Iowa's going to get it back. That's pretty good scrap right there both ways.
2-on-1 fast break, and they convert. Coward gets the bucket, 25-15 to their play.
I think Missouri knows.
Another bomb, and that one should count for 4. Maurice Newby.
And I think he got hit on the arm.
Well, we've already... Peeler has been invisible on offense. The shots he's taken have just nicked the front of the rim. McIntyre, who had been in a shooting slump, may be coming out of it.
Now that guy can flat shoot the bad timeout.
Reese has been out twice in the first half, so fatigue should not be a factor for him right now. Smith hits the free throw, the front end of a 1-and-1. Been it.
And Missouri really has to get something from the perimeter. Peeler, as you've mentioned, hasn't done anything. Coward only has 2. McIntyre now hit that three-pointer a little while ago. They might want to try McIntyre.
Ford is in there with him. And Peeler and Button, who takes this shot. Partially blocked, but Smith got the follow. Hill got a hand on the original shot.
That's a tough play to guard. That's not the way Missouri draws it up, obviously.
And their fans here are standing. Hill, another bomb. A three-pointer, and the lead goes back to 9. Not scored and has not been close. That's what he liked to do, drive, and he missed that one. Knocked away by Button, and he got the score.
Peeler was the one that got a hand in there and knocked it away, Mike. That's a pretty important in the basketball game for Missouri.
Coward with a runner.
Coward out there, he's got the broken left hand, has a special pad, and he's got a weightlifter's glove on. Sort of looks like
few turnovers for either ball club. There's the patchwork job they've done on Coward. Up to Coward, 3-on-1 situation.
Nice job to get back on defense.
But there's the jam by Smith. Fife broke up a 3-on-1.
Northern Iowa thought they had a steal. Some of the guys dumped.
Inside 10 again with 3:39 to go. Hill leans in, offensive foul on Hill.
Hill maybe just a little bit carried away with himself. He's having a great first half.
In Richmond, Northern Iowa continues its upset bid, 36-28 over Missouri. There is Anthony Peeler, struggling again today the way he has down the stretch all year. 1 point, he averages more than 17, and they missed more than his scoring, Dan. He's a great penetrator, and he gets an awful lot of assists.
He seem would play any better than they have in this first half.
Nice move by Turner to baseline shot, and it's goaltending. What a burst of speed.
It's too late.
41-28. And Norm Stewart says, I want to talk about this one more time. The last 2 minutes, and Peeler almost had it taken away. And then Missouri throws it away with 1:15 to go in the half, and Norm Stewart comes up off his bench, not real happy.
The series where you create a tough shot or a turnover.
McCullough is all over Peeler, who misses his field goal try. He is 0 for 5.
That was a good shot, though, corner.
Mullenberg missed a 3, but he is fouled by McIntyre. That's the second time McIntyre has committed a foul on a 3-point shot. The first one went in, missed. 14-point lead. McIntyre will have a chance on a 3, and got it! Holy cow, that was a 30-footer.
That was a good on-balance shot. That kid's showing you what kind of range that he actually has. What a great shot in the arm for Missouri after a terrible first half to have that ball go in the basket. Now McIntyre, a lot of guys are going to, just throw the ball up, but you see how he stops off the dribble. A great jump shot. That looks like he does that all the time. Bang in the basket. That's a great way to end the first half on a positive note.
Requires some strength, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Leg strength in particular.
That's the end of the first half. The score, Northern Iowa 42, Missouri 31. Back in Richmond, where Northern Iowa leads Missouri 42-31. Take a look at some of the first half statistics, and as you might expect, Northern Iowa shot the ball extremely well. They were 8 out of 12 from three-point range. They are out rebounding Missouri, and that's because Reese and Anthony Peeler.
They're faced here with another pretty good team, but a pretty good team that has an 11-point lead.
Smith with a turnaround jumper in the lane, cuts the lead back to 9, and Smith has 14 points.
Catching the ball inside once again.
Alley-oop inside, and Smith gets the jam. This might be the run, Dan.
Nice job by bad pass inside.
And ahead of the pack is Coward. Missed the shot. Fife with a rebound. Well, there's it up to Coward. Smith says, I want the ball. Instead, they go to Bunton. Three-point shot by McIntyre.
McIntyre ended up underneath the bench. He's been called for 2 fouls on 3-point shots. He's wanting one now. Eldon Miller calling a timeout. Here come the Missouri Tigers.
Northern Iowa is led by as many as 14. Missouri has cut the lead to 4.
35-foot jump shot by McIntyre to end the first half. Really starting this big turnaround. The last 3 points of the first half.
Something Northern Iowa was very effective at in the first half. Turnaround jumper by Cedric McCullough, but the follow. And Cedric McCullough has 2 quick baskets.
They have gotten contributions from just about everybody. Brad Hill scores 11.
Travis Ford, good penetrating move, but he missed the shot, and there is Reese again. 13 rebounds.
Ford.
Hill to Reese. Off balance, got it anyway. 50-38. Northern Iowa back by a dozen.
Some pressure now by Northern Iowa. Timeout called by Norm Stewart in Missouri.
And Pfeiffer is back in there. They're not nearly as strong inside with that lineup, and Smith exploits it immediately.
Smith eventually tips it in.
Smith had 3 cracks at it and has 20 points, 50-42. Boy, every time
both teams have played exclusively man-to-man defense in this ball game.
Smith kicks it back outside. The long bomb by Travis Ford. Cuts it to 5.
Inside to Smith. Smith doing a nice job waiting for the defense.
This is McIntyre for Missouri as we approach. Button's free throw is good. He cuts the lead to 6. Now 10 points. That's outside of Smith, the only man in double figures for Norm Stewart's Tigers. The lead cut back to 5. Fellow missed the shot. A little early for that, isn't it?
I would think so.
Coward, baseline drive, good move, cuts it to 3.
Missouri's got many more fast breaks.
Peeler on the run, pull-up jumper. He's missed every shot he has taken today. This is an NCAA Productions telecast.
You don't want to get foul number 4 right there.
Bunton scores his 12th point. Here comes Reese is really dragging me.
We talked to the Northern Iowa people yesterday, Mike.
59-53. Double team, reach in, foul.
They called it on Smith.
Oh, that's 5.
Called it on Doug Smith.
I thought it was going to be on McIntyre.
I thought it might have been a walk. McIntyre really gets in there with a double team. Smith reaches in. That reach right there will get you every time. Smith is disbelieving.
6:45 to go in the game. Doug Smith has fouled out of the game with 20 points and 12 rebounds, and he's gone with an awful lot of time to go.
Boy, that's really a blow.
Trying to get a breather. Mullenberg with a high arching jumper increases the lead to 10.
What good movement without the ball by Mullenberg. Time now for Anthony Peeler to step up. He's been invisible the entire game. If Missouri's going to do it, they got to get him involved.
Bunton has one spin out on him.
I'm calling timeouts throughout the game to try to stop Northern Iowa run.
Mullenberg into the lane again. Give him 16. The lead has grown to 12. And like a heavyweight champion fighter who has been annoyed by the underdog with a lot of jabs, Northern Iowa now tries free throw shooter, but he's hit all 5 today and has 13. Nice stroke for a 59% shooter. With 5:48 to go in the game. And Bunton is going to have to carry them inside. Bunton again, double team, but wheels to the lane. Got the bucket and the foul from Hill, who was just mismatched inside against him.
Mullenberger that time reached in to try to top Bunton, just powers right through.
Bunton with 17 points. Give him 18, and the lead is now at 9 with 4:19 to go. Warren will get another one. Virginia, Northern Iowa, after a major upset in their first NCAA appearance ever, up by 8. Missouri has had a tough road to hoe down the stretch. They lost to Notre Dame and then lost to Colorado in the first round, down by 8 points, 3:19 to go in the game.
Have some time. You don't need to be in a big hurry.
Bunton to Coward, nice feed.
Penetration that time with the pass to the post. Coward cutting to the basket, excellent pass.
And McCullough got the rebound and hurried to follow. They could have taken another 45 seconds off the clock. Great feed to Warren. He gets the bucket and draws the foul.
Now you know that at the last time out, Eldon Miller didn't tell his guys to go on the other end. Missouri really doing a nice job reacting. Again, this is in transition. That's Warren catching the ball inside. Not much of a...
With a chance to cut the lead to 3 with 2:38 to go. And does, and it allows them to set up the full court pressure.
Mike, I think if you weren't going to go back to your regular offense before, you've got to seriously think about it now. Man-to-man.
Coward left alone after the contact. The lead is 1 point.
Mike, what we may be seeing here is the difference between a tournament-toughened team and a team that's never been in the NCAA tournament before. Eldon Miller recognized...
Wide open.
He hesitated on that shot, but look who's there.
Reese got the rebound, double team.
How did he get that in the basket?
Holy cow.
You gotta be kidding me. How did he do that? He had picks on the shot, good block out. Now watch Reese and Warren. They've got arms locked together. Catches the ball. Now he cradles it. McIntyre's there. Oh my, what a big play.
He isn't pretty, but he has been tremendous. Missed the free throw.
That's a big miss. So
3-point game. It's up to the kids right now. McIntyre
Peeler's coming, he's shooting the ball.
Peeler on the drive, got it. His first basket of the entire game.
He came around that screen and he wanted the basketball.
Reese fouled in backcourt. That foul will be on McIntyre. He has 18 points. Biggest free throws of his career right now. And he drains the first one for rebound, 17 points. Reese needs 19 to become the school's all-time leading scorer. Got the second one. That's a big one because it's a three-point lead.
And here comes a three-point shooter into the
game. The shot clock is off. McIntyre. Too strong. Button with a rebound. He's fouled by Reese. Reese has fouled out of the game. Do you believe this?
Boy, in that situation, if he's got the ball, you just don't foul him. Of course, Reese trying very hard to play tough defense. McIntyre with the three. Look at Button on the long rebound. How many times do you see that on a three-point shot? Button gets the rebound. He's not too excited about it.
Boy, and Reese didn't do much except stand there with his hands up.
Button matched up against Hill inside. Hill doesn't keep him off the board. What a game Reese has had.
Button will go to the line there as Reese, 18 points, just a sensational job. And more importantly, Button has hit 5 out of 5, or make it 8 out of 8 free throws this afternoon. He hits this one, and we're tied at 71 with 29 seconds left.
Eldon Miller with one timeout left. Missouri with none.
So the two stars are gone on each ball club. Button hits it, it's tied. Now Northern Iowa can play for one shot.
Doesn't look like Eldon Miller is going to call the timeout. Don't let that defense get... If Turner isn't going to... If he penetrates, then I'm looking for Mullenberg outside. A coach will tell you that it's usually that tip-in that kills you rather than the shot.
Mullenberg is the inbounds man.
I think if I'm Coward, I try to keep it away from this guy. Here we go.
Turner, unable to get inside.
Oh, Newby. Kidding me? To put in a guy off the bench? He hasn't played in 10 minutes. Wow!
What a shot by Maurice Newby. A three-pointer to win the game and knock Missouri out of the tournament. Northern Iowa's first trip to the NCAA, and they go to the second round.
You're Maurice Newby. You've been sitting on the bench. The coach tells you, hey, Maurice, get in there and win the ball game. Here's Newby, matched up against Peeler. Turner comes. Newby just goes around Peeler, does not do a good job getting through the screen. That's a tough shot under pressure. He buries it. Missouri has no timeouts. The clock runs out. What a shot by Newby.
Maurice Newby took 3 3-pointers today, buried them, and allowed Northern Iowa to eliminate Missouri. We'll be back with more from the Richmond Coliseum in just a moment. Missouri.
Peeler finds Coward. Oh, nicely done.
Missouri began the season ranked 11th. A revitalized and healthy Stewart led the Tigers to another conference championship and a 26-6 record.
He's feeling it, this kid.
But March brought another disappointing first-round exit in the NCAA tournament.
Unable to get inside.
Oh, Newby.
8 months later, the NCAA banned Missouri from tournament play for 1991 and placed the program on 2 years probation, while also reducing its available scholarships.
Under today's complex set of rules, however, employing honest people may no longer be enough. Even the most well-intentioned individual can commit an NCAA infraction.
They had never been on probation before it.
previously unblemished record now had a big blemish on it. And I think that hurt more than anything else.
Downtown Columbia, Missouri. Booch's Pool Hall. Founded in 1884. Norm Stewart is a fixture around here.
Game day, he'd say, come on, let's go. We're going to Booch's. You'd play pool.
Well, I got lucky.
Nobody that was in there thought it was a big deal. Hey, Norm's back there playing pool. We're playing Nebraska that night.
Yeah. Cheers, Papa. Cheers. Cheers.
On this day, the coach is teaching his grandson, Sam,
Slide through it.
some of the finer points of the game.
Okay. Firm. And then all you're doing is sliding that in there, and then...
He can't help it and wouldn't want to. Teaching is in his DNA.
This is too heavy.